It's my private channel, my channel with no money, and any old funny will do. All right, that shows that the mic is working. We have sound. There you go. Good call, Fluffernut. What's going on? This is a lovely surprise. Isn't it a lovely surprise? I love lovely surprises. All right, let me see if I can make this work. The gate and I, what does that do? Nothing. What does scene do? Nope, nothing. How about all cams? Hey, there you go. That's not all cams, is it? What happened to that one? Where's the other one? Was it because I've got that covering it? There's always something, eh? There's always something. Okay, so that says it's on, but it's not. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's interesting. Let's have a look here. See what I've got. What do you think of the wall? I told you. I was like, I can't afford a projector, so why not paint it black, man? I see a white wall and I want it painted black. Come on, that's not bad, huh? Look at that. That's kind of cool. I like it. I'm almost have to do the whole, like, continue it, but I kind of like the fact that it makes it sort of stand out a bit. Alyssa LG can see David Hewlett. Well, that's good. We're all very happy for you for that. Squirrel Cam, is that on? Oh, there you go. There is another one. Perfect. I don't know what that is then. Do I need that? Oh, that is the black magic. So if I turn that on, will I get a picture of a... Let me see what happens here if I do that. There you go. Then I get a microscope. Okay, I don't need a microscope. But in case I ever needed it, it's right there. One day I'll start using the switcher thing way better than I do right now. This is, what is that? That's my balding camera, the back one back there, so you can actually see what's going on. I used to have that sticking out the window. I guess I could do that. Although, you know what I might need it for? I might need it for some unboxing. What? How does... oh, Jesus. Hopefully there's nothing breakable. So, hi. I'm back. I feel like the world is conspiring against me streaming. If I had my way, like if I had my druthers, I would be streaming all the time. I love it. But there's just life. You know, life and COVID. I live in, Hewlett HQ is actually now just a hotbed of COVID. My kids still got it. My wife's got it. I imagine the dog is randomly attacking moving fans as they drive by while I'm taking her for walks. So I'm just assuming she's probably just rabid. Are you feeling good today, David? I am, Nixie Geek. Thank you very much. I'm much, much better. My trip, Randy the Magic Man, was really fun. I am doing a little, I think it's, I don't know if it's actually a Hallmark romance thing, but it's like a little one of these little Hallmark movies. So, of course, I am getting in the way of young romance as I like to do in my old white inappropriate way. So that's not my particular way, but what is written for me to do. And I get to wear, get this, cowboy hat. I got a cowboy hat. I get cowboy boots. I even got a fringe jacket. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you any of that, but I'm going to tell you because, you know, how often does a guy get to dress up as a cowboy and not feel like a complete idiot doing it? There are some people who can get away with it. I admit they are far more manly than I will ever be. But I got to say, I may see if I can keep my cowboy hat because I'm doing my best attempt at sounding a little bit like Matthew McConaughey. I adore Hallmark, the Christmas romancy type movies. This is like a, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. It's going to be magnificent. I'm in it for like 2 seconds, so don't watch it for me. But if you like that kind of thing, then I'm sure you will adore it because it's quite fun. I got some unboxing to do. I've got lots of talking to do. I will check the Discord after, I guess, to make sure that I haven't missed anybody. But this is entirely impromptu, entirely without. If Vibe Pup doesn't make it, I'm not gonna. This is not a Tech Bandits, just so you know. In case if Vibe Pup makes it, it's a Tech Bandits. If Vibe Pup doesn't make it, I don't want to ruin their streak by calling it a Tech Bandit. So I watched Bullet Train last week and it was so good. Okay, so what I've heard, Wolf Pup. All right, buddy. All right, Wolf Pup's here, so it's Tech Bandits. So Bullet Train, I've heard it's freaking insanely great, but it's also insanely long. I'd like to see it. Maybe I'll talk Baz into seeing that. Love Me and See. Thank you, Dungeon Alchemist. I gotta say, I had so much fun. Am I totally blowing this microphone out of the water? Should I turn this down a little bit? Ooh, it's pretty hot. Hot, hot, hot. Way too hot. Hot, hot, hot. How's that? There you go. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. Are you feeling hot, hot, hot? I worked with him. David, what was his name? David Johansen. Wonderful guy. Wonderful, wonderful, crazy guy. Yeah, C was just a joy, an absolute joy. I loved working on it. I loved my director. I loved my showrunner. Was amazing. Jonathan Tropper. I like the guy so much. I read his book. That's saying something. I don't do a lot of reading of books these days, other than my own nonfiction stuff. And he wrote this amazing book called The Book of Job. Job? No, The Book of Joe. The Book of Joe. That's it. Book of Job is a whole other thing. Just a wonderful, wonderful book, and I highly, highly recommend it to anybody who gets a chance to read it. It especially if you were a child. Well, I was a child of the '60s, but if you grew up in the '80s, I call myself a child of the '80s, and of course now I know what that really means. Like you grew up in the '80s, but the '80s were my time. That was my time. That's when my hair was at its flowiest and frizziest, and life was good. Buster Poindexter, that's right, JC Slicer, wonderful guy, wonderful, wonderful guy. David, you can't put ketchup on a knish. Lovely guy. I did a movie with him down in L.A. with. God, what was her name? Very, very famous at the time. Still is, I imagine, for... what was her name? Oh, my God. I feel like COVID has taken names from me. If COVID has affected one part of my brain, it is the names part of my brain. Yeah, I did Twin Peaks. The actress from Twin Peaks, the one who could turn a cherry stalk with her tongue, Sherilyn Fenn, beautiful, beautiful woman. Yeah, I got to do a movie with Buster Poindexter or David Johansen, and her, and I just had it was a crazy experience. I was young and stupid and thoroughly embraced it. So there you go. If you want a good series to read, Bobiverse is amazing. Guy's conscious gets put up into a space probe and replicates and goes to explore the universe. That sounds neat. James R. Gurney, the 80s were a great decade. Gave the word Professor Dr. Gurney. That's right, Professor Dr. Gurney. How are you, James? It's good to hear from you. James, you might be interested in this. I mean, probably not, because this is just boring, like high school stuff for you. But this cube here holds the Odin's bioluminescence kit, and my evil plan is this. I don't even know if this works, but I thought, what if I can get this bioluminescence to work, could I then smear it all over the inside of a pumpkin, and then we've got a genetically engineered what would I call it, a ghoulish gourd? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? But then Baz said, what happens if the squirrels and the raccoons ate it? Would they glow in the dark too? And I don't think they would. I don't think that's how it works, but maybe their poops would glow. That's possible, I suppose. Anyways, so I thought I'd unbox this and let you guys see what's going on with this. It probably won't be that exciting because it's biotech. But this is guy Joe Zahner, who is the person that runs the company, and they are just fabulously brilliant and mad and extraordinary dynamic person who does a lot of this biohacking stuff, and he's created a company where you can buy kits, and his mission is really just to educate people about the wonders of biotechnology and trying to say, look, it's not just about universities and giant bio corporations and stuff. That this stuff is something that people should be learning at home and doing at home. And James R. Gurney is torn on it. I think James is like, I agree that we should know more about it. I don't agree we should be jabbing ourselves with our own genetically engineered genetic gene therapies and things, which I would have to say I agree with Professor James Gurney on that as well. Boo hacking. Ooh, it's boo hacking. Peter Sassaman for the internet win tonight. Okay, let me get a knife. Let me get a knife. I need a knife to open up this thing, and then I'll open this up and I can show you what's going on in here, and then we'll check in with the tech bandits and stuff. Do I have other interesting things to tell you? Oh, Christmas. So Christmas is approaching. Drives me nuts that I have to say that in October, but Christmas is approaching, and I've got a box of Tech Bandits coins, and I'm thinking, what better way for people to show their support and for me to get rid of a box of these things that my wife, when I bought them, was like, do we really need to have, are you really going to sell those? So I thought I should really sell them. So if anyone's got any tips on how best to do that, let me know. I mean, I could do some giveaways too. Maybe I should. In fact, what am I saying? I will do some giveaways too. Why not? We should have like a giveaway a coin or something somehow. So give me some ideas on how I can give them away. And also how I can sell them, what the best way to sell them is, because Kabuki Joe, it is an honor indeed. Thank you very much. It is all my honor. Thank you for joining us. So I want to try to sell those things. I think that'd be a good idea. Good way to raise some money. And I did spend a fair small fortune on them myself. I would love to figure out a way to get my little, now that my CNCs are all set up. Oh, can I show you that? I wonder. All right, next time I got to. If I'm thinking ahead a bit more, yeah, like that's gonna happen. Then I can show you. I think on the iPad, but I've set up originally was my Harry Cam. So Harry Cam was the camera that I used to capture our little intruder mouse that I then saved with a. You can check it out on YouTube. There's on my YouTube channel, D Hewlett. There's a little video about me. My battles against Harry, the mouse intruder. The cutest little thing ever. I wanted to keep it as a pet, but Jane wouldn't let me, so I went and put it in a park where Baz thinks he probably got eaten by a hawk in seconds. But I believe he's living in a giant mouse hotel where he's basically running. I believe he's like the mouse equivalent of like that hotel in what was it that Keanu show, that Keanu series of the action series that he did. I feel like he's running that hotel, like a hotel for like cool but transient mice, and that he's got a big business going. That's it. Basically, I really think I'm beginning to like, it started as a joke. I'm now beginning to wonder if it truly has taken my memory for names away. Like, isn't that a little scary that COVID might have taken my ability to remember names? Like, it's so specific. But and maybe I'm just like tripping myself up. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I'm struggling with names in a way that I have never struggled before. I've always struggled a little bit, but I've never struggled quite as much as this. So that's what I think the mouse is doing. Anyways, the camera that I set up, I've now set it up in the garage so you can actually see my right now it's pointing at a 3D printer, but it could be pointing at the CNC or whatever. So what I want to do is I would love to be able to make each one of those coins individual in some way. So I thought what I could do is put a little code on each one. I even at one point wondered about making them NFTs, but there's just such a backlash to that stuff right now. Although I do like the idea of it, I still feel like I should somehow make them NFTs somehow. I think Tech Bandit, who has been here for 2 years in 10 days, should get one. Don't you have one, Wolf Pup? All right, so the first gifted Tech Bandits coin is going to Wolf Pup, which is really no surprise at all. Yeah, Wolf Pup, I can get you one of those. I guess I'll contact your parents about addresses and stuff because I don't want it to be weird. But I'll let me see if I can get that to you. Or no, I won't. But maybe there'll be a present coming for Christmas. Ho ho ho. All right, I'll get you one for sure. And then I have a great memory lecture. Might help. Oh yeah, well you have that mind palace thing where you walk through and you go, oh look, there's a tortoise playing chess with a hippopotamus, and that's supposed to make you remember things as you go along, which is actually, it does work, to be honest. I have a question for you, David. My name is Hexa. I'm 14. I would love to know, what was your favorite episode to act as Dr. Rodney McKay? Thank you. Well, first off, you're welcome. For all of those episodes, you're welcome. Favorite episodes, I get asked this a bit, and I feel like there's not one right answer to that, because I feel like there are some episodes that were great for action. Like, I got to shoot guns, I got to run around, I got to throw myself against, throw myself down and roll and pretend to be like an action star. So there were some episodes that I loved because I got to be an action hero. Then there are other ones that I loved because they were just, because we had wonderful, guest stars, or I got to work a lot with Jewel State and Amanda Tapping, and any of those, like any of the crossovers where we played with SG1 was a lot of fun, because I have a lot of love and respect for those folks. I mean, Amanda and and Shanks are just two absolutely lovely people. I didn't get to see Judge a lot, Teal'c a lot, but when I did, he also kind of a great guy, though he terrified me. I found him very very intimidating guy, but absolutely lovely. So much so that I actually put him in A Dog's Breakfast, my movie. I actually cast him in that as, and he's actually still one of the funniest parts of that. Anyways, so sometimes it's the people you get to work with, sometimes it's the action you get to do, and then sometimes it's just the writing. So I mean, from an acting perspective, I mean, doing something like The Shrine is magnificent. From a getting to do amazing stuff with amazing people, I would have to say, Brainstorm, because I got to work with Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye the Science Guy, and of course got to hang out and with Jewel Staite as well. So Dave Foley as well. I mean, just a wonderful, that episode was like, holy moly! I felt lucky to do that episode. So there's a number of them. It's hard to know which one is my actual favorite. For the action stuff, you just God, I mean, any of those two-parters were just extraordinary. They were usually harder work, I found, because there's a lot of running around, but the running around stuff can be kind of fun too. So I have a photographic memory, except I keep forgetting to put the film in it. Geek cracking us up. Let me get a knife so I can open this up. All right. Knife. Looking for a knife. Oh, my son has my knife. I realize my poor son's been working on a science project, and of course he keeps sort of tentatively asking me to help. Like he's definitely nervous because he knows that if I get too involved, I'm going to make him work harder. So he sort of goes like, "Oh no, that's fine. That's all I needed. I just needed to get a new blade for the knife." So I'm going with my little tiny knife. This is the best. My wife gave me this. This is okay. Check this out. So this is my little. It's got everything I need. Only I want like a larger one now because it's cooler. I can't bring it on planes or anything anymore because of stupid. Yeah, because of the stupid world. The stupid world that we live in. But basically, so it's this little guy right here. It opens up. You got a pair of scissors that are really good scissors. You've got that does things with cans and things. And then there's what is this one? What does that one do? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a screwdriver. So there's a little screwdriver. There's tweezers. I don't know why I would need them particularly, but I guess if I was smoking things, I suppose you'd use them, but I don't. Little knife, and that knife is a great knife. What else have I got here? There's a little larger screwdriver, and then there's like this nail thing, which is just gross to me. I can't use the nail things. The sound of nails on any kind of a file just. Anyways, got the knife out. Can we point this at what's going on? Is that possible? Let's see if I can do this. All right. If I do this and I point this down like that, is that? Oh, there you go. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Look at that. Oh, hello. Hello. It's camera 2. All right, move that out of the way a little bit. And then let's just open this up. So there may be address stuff in here, so don't be idiots about it. I know you won't. Okay, so need a better word for idiot. Is there a better word for idiot? It's like one of my least favorite words. It's one thing when my wife used it a couple of times, maybe a lot, maybe even in reference to me. And it's just one of those. It's like one of my trigger words. I don't like the word. Dimwit. I love it. Nixie Geek for the win. Oh, by the way, so the need a knife, you say? Oh, Lone Mountain Knife Co. Multi-tool. Yeah. Let me know what you've got. Maybe I can ask for it for Christmas or something. Again, Christmas. I'm actually gonna push this because I do want to know how to do this. How do I sell those coins with the least amount of friction on my part? Because any friction means I don't do things. So should I be using Shopify? Should I be using Etsy? What is the best way for me to make a little money for Tech Bandits and also to get these coins to people? And again, as I said, my hope is I can write a little code on them with my CNC machine, and then they're fungible, they're fungible. Okay, get an Etsy shop and hire someone else to run it for you. Nixie Geek, I love it. Okay, opening the box. So these are one of my favorite people on the planet is Joe Zahner. Joe Zahner. who runs the Odin. I just love the way, I love his curiosity. I love his passion for what he does. I love that he can have such a focus and yet be so all over the place with stuff. And he's just introduced me to some amazing, amazing people. And every single time he holds an event, a biotech event, I try to make it. And I recently went to Austin, Texas, and joined him for the Biohack the Planet 22. I was at the Biohack the Planet 20, whatever the hell it was before, the last one in Vegas, which is sort of more of a big conference type show and was a lot of fun, I gotta say, like a ton of fun. This one, I loved even more because it was all hands on. So it was all sort of, we got to do things like, learn how to cultivate mycelium from this fabulous woman who just knows all about this stuff and is just fantastic. David Ishii was there, so he was talking about using CRISPR and CRISPR-Cas9. He was also doing, I can't remember what, micro injection, I believe it's called, where they could take like zebrafish eggs and inject DNA into them. So they're showing us how to do that. And I think probably one of the most important parts for me was all of the amazing Texas barbecue that was there. Although it's a little alarming. Well, I won't even say that because I don't want to get in trouble. But it's fun going for a drink in the fridge, and one side is all biotech and the other side is the drinks. Let's just say I wiped off the drinks really well before having them. Okay. Ooh, okay. It's in a box. It's in a box. Okay. I've got a little printed bioluminescence bacteria kit. There you go. So this is what it is. I love this too because like they've obviously printed this out to make it easy. They're iterating. They keep iterating. When I first did these kits, not this specific one, but kits like this, you would just go online and learn about it. But now they've got a little kit here to tell you how to do it. Oh, fantastic. So we are setting up. So basically what we're doing is, if you can really see this or not, but so basically this is what they're doing. We're microwaving some, what is it called? What do they call? Agar. That's it. So we're going to microwave some agar, heat it up, pour it into some Petri dishes like comme ça, and then we're gonna scrape some of that bacteria on it and get that sucker growing, which I'm very excited about. I don't know what type of bacteria it is. We'll find out. I'm assuming it's nothing terribly bad. Okay, non-pathogenic E. coli bacteria is what we're dealing with. Just because I know James R. Germany is going to want to know that. Yes, the idea of drinks in shared fridges with biotech is something that makes my skin crawl too. Okay, so it says it can be shipped at room temperature, but upon arrival should be stored in the freezer for longer term. Oh, okay. Should I freeze it now though? James, Dr. James Gurney, should I freeze this? I mean, I'm hoping to get to it. Nah. Damn it, I have to film tomorrow. So I will get to it Friday, I think. Yeah, so I have to work again tomorrow. So I got to drive up to North Bay again. And then I film on Thursday. And then I think I'm driving back again on Friday. Do I get that right? Wednesday? Is tomorrow Wednesday? Yeah. Wednesday I go up to North Bay again. I film on Thursday. And then I drive home again on Friday. So Friday or this weekend I will be working on this is the hope. So it will probably be fine till Friday. How is it shipped? It's beautifully shipped, James. No, it's shipped in a box. In a box. In a little plastic. I don't know. Is this what it is? Who knows what this is? Let's find out. I'm opening it up now. So I got a plastic thing here that's being opened up by me. Oh, shoot. It's very sticky, James. Whatever it is, it's very sticky. Can I just cut it? I'm cutting it. I'm just cutting it. There you go. I'm just going to open this up. So it's come in a little package, a little padded package. Like my room should be. A little padded room. There we go. Shouldn't cut towards yourself. I can hear my son saying it as I'm doing it. But you know what? He's probably not watching anyway, so it's fine. He's upstairs with COVID. Not, I've got to say, he's got a nasty cough, but that's it so far. Here we go. Store in freezer at -20 upon arrival. There you go. That's it. So it's just got a little bit of whatever it's called, that stuff that stops things from getting wet. And I've got a bunch of little E. coli DH10 something Bs. I'm going to just, can I show you that? Is that going to work? Not really. Not going to get much out of that, are you? But Okay, store in the freezer at -20. I wonder what my freezer's at right now. I have a little freezer down here, which Jane will love that I'm putting, non-pathogen E. coli in it. Okay, so I've got those. I will put them in the freezer upon arrival. In fact, I'm going to go do that right now. I'll be back. -20. I don't know if that's -20 or not, but let's see what happens. Okay. So that is in the freezer now. It's on top of the ice cream. Just to make James's skin crawl. There's like a thing of Haagen-Dazs, and I just put it on top of the Haagen-Dazs, just so you know. Home freezer about -4. Is that it? I would stick it in the freezer because it probably has plasmids. Okay, do not lick it. Thank you, Nixie Geek. Thank you for your scientific input, Nixie Geek. Okay, so we've got those in the freezer. I've now got an empty, a bag of, these are the little things for scratching the, what are they called? The little, yeah, these are cool. Okay, so these are the little rings. This is what you use to like scrape a little bit of the bacteria off and put it onto other agars and stuff for moving things around. I don't know what they're called. What do you call them, James? Loops. That's it. Thank you, James. Thank God James is here. Loops. There you go. We got loops. We've got more loops. We got a lot of loops. I think they think I'm gonna be just tossing these loops around. These are my favorites. The little Petri dish things. I love them. Yay! Got them. All right. And what else have I got? Ooh, what are these? Okay. Ampicillin media. LB ampicillin media. Okay. LB media. And a bioluminescent. And liquid volume, tube for measuring, sterile water. Okay, that's good to know. Great. So we just got a bunch of these. There's a few things for mixing, and then a few things for the actual. I guess this is this the agar? Is this the would you call this the agar? Yeah, there you go. So I guess you distinguish this stuff by you genetically engineer it to not only glow in the dark, but also to, is that right? To glow in the dark, but you also get it to be resilient to a certain type of antibiotic. Is that right? So you can distinguish it that way, I think is the way it works. I guess when I'm doing this, I'm going to make sure that I talk to James because he can help us out amazingly with that, I'm sure. LB stands for lysogeny broth. Oh, that sounds so much more delicious, doesn't it? Just go away. What is that little... Oops, I just refreshed the stream chat. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Yes, LB agar is the agar. That does make sense. LB stands for lysogeny broth. I like the sound of that. Oh my, yummy broth. No, I did make a lovely stew last night, by the way. That was delicious. Now I've got a bottle. I don't know what this is. I know what this is. So this is the bottle that isn't going to die when I attempt to. Where did I put my knife? God, this is the problem with me and my knives. What have I done with my knife? I'm gonna end up sitting on it. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Let me take this out like this. One of the other things that I noticed, I think one of the most important things that I got from being at this workshop that the Odin put on in Texas this year, this Biohack the Planet thing, is not to be precious about this stuff. Is that, yes, you want to be safe, you want to follow procedure and stuff, and obviously, that is important. But at the same time, some stuff, if something gets messed up, well, that's how discoveries are made. Does it work? I don't know. Let's give it a go. You know what I mean? So again, just a little bottle for doing the microwaving. And so you microwave it to make it all nice and hot and bubbly, and then you can pour it out, and it'll sort of congeal into this nice little jelly stuff that I guess bacteria likes to live on. What else we got? We've got stickers that you don't want to see because that's going to tell you where I live. Although I get everything delivered through the company anyways, but I don't want you showing up there either. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, what are these? Ooh, disposable transfer pipettes. But here's the thing. I won't be using them because I got the real pipettes. Oh, yeah. I got the serious ones. So I'll use those. And then stickers. Biohacking is not a crime. That's one sticker right there. There you go. Biohacking is not a crime. And there's the Odin. His DNA tree, which I quite like. There's no crows. Normally there's crows all over it. And then some gloves. Because you know what? It's important. And then something else that I know that I'm going to need a ton of is alcohol. Not to drink, but to wash my hands and everything with. So I do that as well. So I will get on that as soon as I can. Yes, Randy the Magic Man. I know I should do that. I should talk. I mean to talk. I've got so many people I'm supposed to be talking to, and I'm not talking to them. But I will do my best to get back in touch. All right, that's it. That was like $30, just so you know. It was like 35 American or something like that. It cost more to ship, almost more to ship it than it did to actually cost the actual stuff. So there you go. So the kit's ready to go. I will. I really want to make that. So what I'll make sure I'll try to. I want to make sure I'll try to. I will. I'm gonna say it right now. I want to stream the process because I think it should be kind of fun to see how that's done. Good box. Thank you, Nixie Geek. So that was a good box. Like I said, that's in the freezer. Those are going back in there. And don't forget the instructions. Big shout out again to Joe and the Odin. All the people that Odin. The Odin folk are just amazing. And also Yanni Labs. Yanni Labs, which is currently, I believe, being bombed by freaking Russian terrorists. F Putin, as they say. So she's gone back. My friend Daria has gone back to her biolab in Ukraine. It was in the west of I believe it's still there, in the west of Ukraine. And where she, I think, thought she was probably safe because most of the things were happening in the east. But of course, since these recent missile attacks all over and bombings all over the place have just opened it up. So I hope she's going to be okay. Do check them out. Yanni Lab is again, basically what, I mean, she's much more altruistic than I am on this stuff. I mean, she wants people to get into biotech. She wants to train people how to do biotech, and they don't have a lot of options there. She wants to be that option for people. I think she's the first and only biotech lab, like, DIY bio place in Ukraine. But I do worry about her a lot because there's so many of these stupid stories about, oh my God, Ukraine bio labs that are creating terrible viruses, and that's why Russia's gone in and all this crap. So anyways, what does McKay reads instructions? Well, McKay wouldn't read instructions, but Hewlett reads instructions. I'm a big fan of instructions. I actually like instructions to the point where I get a little nervous if I feel like I'm going off book. But I'm either a complete ignorer of instructions or I'm a reader of instructions. But honestly, I actually do enjoy reading instructions. So yes, I will do that. What's the robot thing in the window? Should I be alarmed? Oh yeah. It's like some old Fisher Price thing that I found. Is it Fisher Price or one of these things? It's this. I don't know where it came from, but I was just so taken with it. It was in one of these Value Village bargain bin things, but it has a certain amount of. No, it won't. I think the batteries are all dead at this point. Yeah, I haven't used it for ages, but. Yeah, basically it has a limited amount of movement because of this. And a friend of mine runs a company called Easy Robots. So all the robots that you see over there, these are Easy Robots. These over here. Well, not this one. This is one of these Bacana ones. But these are all Easy Robots. And he used to do this thing where he would do hackathons with toys. So you get a toy, and then you would rebuild it using other technologies and sort of roboticize it. And I thought this would be a really fun one to do that too. So that's why I originally got it. But now I just kind of like it. I like him standing in the corner there. A lot of stuff has turned up recently because of renovations. I've had to move a lot of stuff around. And thankfully, I'm also getting some stuff back into the garage now. So the garage, which is actually somewhat more temperate, should we say. I should be able to survive the winter in it. Well, hopefully I won't have to survive the entire winter in it. But I think I can survive doing some work out there in the winter. And my hope is that we can have some of the local kids and parents come by and use the equipment that I have. I'd be very fortunate to have a lot of toys. And what's the fun of toys if you can't share them? So what I'd like to do is open up the garage, and this is one of the things that the Tech Bandits has allowed me to do, is to sort of acquire these things without my wife getting too angry at me, and or even in some cases we've been gifted them. Like Jonathan MLH gave us a beautiful CNC machine, which is set up in there now, and I'm hoping to use it on actually Baz's science project this week, and And again, I want to open it up so that people can come into the garage, or maybe you're in town one day and you want to just come and do some 3D printing or something like that. I mean, I just think that would be really fun to have a place that you can go to do that. And the idea was to have it sort of separate from the house. So obviously, if I'm feeling antisocial and grumpy, I could just be hiding in my house while people do this stuff. But it just feels weird having this technology sitting there not doing anything. It bothers me. So I wanted to kind of make a sort of a neighborhood makerspace out of it. I mean, in an ideal world, eventually I'd love to make it so that we could be doing this on a much larger scale with more people. But I've been listening to a lot of these really cool podcasts. I call it business porn because it's basically all these stories about people succeeding in business and stuff. But I really enjoy these sort of tales of marketing and how businesses have grown themselves and organizations and stuff. And there's one I've been listening to recently, which is really interesting, called Marketing Against the Grain. If you check out that podcast, say hello and let them know I sent you. Because they won't know who I am, but I've just been listening to it a lot. I don't know why I said that. I want them to be my friend because I think they've got some fantastic ideas. But they talked about a couple of things that I just found really, really interesting. One of them was that, curiosity is $1 billion skill. The idea that curiosity is something, skill's the wrong word. That I just assumed that everyone was curious, and I believe that everyone is curious to start their lives, but that the world and particularly education can knock that out of a lot of people. So my sort of goal with the Tech Bandit stuff, not even just the Tech Bandit stuff, just with my life in general, is I would like to, keep kids curious. How do we change the world and education in a way that will allow people to remain curious and become lifelong learners? And that's sort of something that I thought was really kind of interesting, that one of these strange little business podcasts got me thinking about what Tech Bandits was and what the actual focus of that was. And it's just kind of neat to have sort of get guided into that kind of a system. Robot question. My 10-year-old son wants a robot kit for Christmas and that you can program. Can you recommend something Amazon sells? I'm completely stumped. He doesn't have any experience with it. Neither do I. It should be something he can build and program all by himself. Sorry for the bad English, but it has to translate in Google. No problem. Sylvia, 42. Good robot kits. What do we like? Honestly, Lego. Lego has great stuff for just simple getting things done. Lego is rather spectacular. It's also rather expensive. If you want to go with something less expensive, a lot more work. There's some ones. What do I have? I've got a kit here that I really liked. I don't know if it has a brand on it. Adept. It's these guys here. They make these like crazy complicated kits with usually using like Arduino and stuff, but they're quite reasonably priced, and you can quite quickly have sort of an actionable, you can have a little robot that will drive itself or whatever. This is basically has a somewhat autonomous vehicle that uses sonar to stop itself from bumping into things. You're basically building a Roomba. And it just comes with everything you need to build it. But it is a lot more complicated than like a Lego thing. Lego for starting out is great, but how old is he? He is 10 years old. Yeah, 10 years old, I'd go with like Lego Mindstorms or that kind of stuff. Or maybe if he's feeling particularly, or you're feeling particularly up for it, then something like these Adept kits are quite good. You should look at Tinkercad. Tinkercad has an amazing section where you can do electronics as well, so you can basically create and design your own stuff. That's another thought. Depending on how much money you want to spend, there's some really cheap 3D printers out there as well. You get a 3D printer and he's building his own kits. But yeah, I was quite surprised by the Lego stuff. There's some fun. That just gets you straight. That means you're not futzing around and going like, did I break something? Is something working or not working? Or did I get sent a bad part or something? With Lego, it's very clear. Things are working or they're not working. Generally, they're working, but they are a lot more expensive. I love the Easy Robot kits, but they're expensive and they're not particularly intuitive either to start with, I don't think. So I think you want to wait a little longer for that. You don't want him to get frustrated doing stuff that he can't do. But definitely look at Tinkercad. Tinkercad.com. It's Autodesk. It's free. He can go on. He can design stuff. He can look at other people's designs. That's the fun stuff. You could also get him. There's these great little kits like these. They're just called like Arduino starter kits, and you just get like an Arduino and a bunch of sensors and a bunch of electronic components, and he can feel like Doctor Who building stuff. It's just like, it's really just up to him or them. Son, yes, what he wants to do. But so there's a few suggestions there. So number one, I would say, is if it's available, the Lego stuff is fantastic, and Lego programming related stuff. Lego Mindstorms particularly but I understand that can be quite expensive. But the Lego stuff is usually pretty good. If not, I would look into the Arduino beginners kits. They're fantastic. You know what is great too is. These little guys, where are they? Are they not here? They're not here. They're in here. Here we go. What are they called? Microbits, they're called. These are they're quite cheap. They're designed to be drag and drop programmed, and you can get them to do all sorts of stuff. I have a CO2 sensor on mine right now, so you can literally measure the levels of CO2 in a space. The microbits are great too, and like I say, they're quite affordable. And they're just like little mini computers that he can rig different things up to, and you can get a microbit kit with sensors or without. I know it's hard to get a Raspberry Pi right now, but those are other kits. Any of the sort of if you get an Arduino starter kit or a Raspberry, I wouldn't do Raspberry Pi. He's 10 years old. I would stick with Arduino. Go with an Arduino starter kit would be my best. I think probably of everything that I've told you, I would say probably that's the way to go. Start with an Arduino starter kit or one of these little microbit starter kits. The BBC actually, the ones who I think originally initiated this, and they've got lots of amazing stuff about how to make it work. So I would go with one of those kind of kits to start. The Adept ones are really fun, like because you get a kit to build a car or to build a crane or whatever, that kind of stuff. But they're a little bit more in depth, and I think if you run into problems, you find yourself second guessing whether the parts are just like cheap Chinese things that haven't worked out or whatever. So not that all stuff from China is cheap or anything. I'm just saying that it's obviously they're quite affordable. So the parts are obviously going to be, the quality control is not going to be quite as good. But any of those starter kits are great. I think even Adept might even make an Arduino starter kit as well. So there you go. There's my suggestion to you. How much is Lego now? How much does Lego cost now these days? I'd be curious to know what. We need that camera anymore? Let's get rid of that second camera, shall we? There we go. So there you go. There's a bunch. Oh, look, people are fantastic. Peter Hobbits put it in. KiwiCo. What is KiwiCo? Is that? I've not tried them. I've not tried KiwiCo, I've got to say. I've seen a lot of ads for them. Oh, I know. Hey, I know exactly. Wait a second. We should ask VibePup. VibePup, are you on the chat? Let's talk to you for a second. VibePup, are you in the Discord? If VibePup's not in the Discord, I'd be curious to know, because there's another series of kits. If you want to do something that your kid will go, oh my God, I know that guy. Mark Rober. Mark Rober has a kit that you could get, which I know that WolfPup was quite enjoying, I believe. I am there. This might be the first Tech Bands where David isn't there. I am there. Me and Gippy G were just having a chat. Oh, wait, am I looking at the wrong Discord? I don't see you online. What's going on?
All the time in the world. You're doing the grind, the Sigma grind.
It's the first Tech Bandits that David isn't present for. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey! Okay, so I was looking at the wrong server for some reason.
Oh, I just want to say you got here and now I have to quickly go to dinner.
What? Okay, just quickly, before you go to dinner, I don't want to make you late. Would you recommend for a 10-year-old the Mark Rober science kits?
Yeah.
Okay, done. Oh, but the wait list is long on the Roper kit, says Malventano.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I just got the 4th one ordered, and they refunded me for the first one. They got confused with all the other ones.
Oh, no.
So I got a refund for the gift card that you got me.
What? Really? Sweet.
No, they charged because they got confused, so I put in a little message.
I see. So they gave you your money back because they right.
They gave the money back that you got with the gift card.
Okay. All right. So don't let me make you late for dinner. You can talk.
Okay.
All right. See you, buddy.
I'll be right back.
I'll be back. Okay. Gimpy G.
Dude.
How the hell are you? Are you calling from your new palace or your new old palace?
I'm calling from my home, and it is so nice.
Oh, you know, it sounds better already, right?
Well, yes, I'm okay. The internet's like solid.
Yeah.
Although it is buried. Go Fluffernet. Hello.
What do you mean buried? What does that mean?
Well, okay. I think everybody got their pants in a bunch, and we just moved.
Right.
So, like, and what it was, sister didn't want to have to come back and forth because I was in Brush. It's like a 15-minute drive.
Right.
So I've got a bed in my bedroom. Sister and her hubby have a bed in their ensuite or whatever you want to call it.
Ensuite, yes.
Ensuite.
Ah, oui.
Oui. And that's about it. Like, we have some dressers.
Right.
Like, we were paying, like, I don't know how to say it. We were spending probably like $2,700 a month on storage, you know?
Oh, wow. So, like, you were paying the equivalent of rent in Toronto for a 1-bedroom for your store, just to store your stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And we had electricity in both places, and we had both places are 2 households, and it just sucked us dry. So we just moved here, and then they took everything out of the storage, and guess where it's at? Go ahead, take a guess. Go ahead.
Piled up around you.
It's piled up in my computer room.
No! Don't they understand? Where's Cal gone? Is Cal gone? What's happening? Sadly, I have to go to bed.
Cal?
Good night, all. Be nice to the old man.
Sleepy.
Cal! We love you, Cal. Why is Cal been up for many days or something? Why is she so tired?
But isn't it like, what time is it?
Yeah, it never
it's
matters
probably like 11:30 or 12 or something where she's at. Maybe later.
She's entirely nocturnal. She doesn't sleep. She's not human.
Oh.
All right, Cal, we love you. Sleep well. Get some sleep while you can. Sleep for me, would you? Because God knows I'm not doing it. The whole place is full of coughing COVID people around here. You know,
Jeez,
the kids got it, and Jane. Both Jane and the kid. Anyways, all right. So your computer, your digital lair has been turned into a giant storage facility.
Correct.
But here's what you do: charge them $2,600 a month for it.
Right. Exactly. They're saving money.
Right.
But that's okay though. I mean, I get to sleep in my bed in my house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the bed that we bought.
Have you got the lift system and stuff set up?
It is in. So we just need a couple more parts to come in.
I was gonna say, so have they lowered you into a bath yet and left you there for a week?
We're T-minus like a day.
Wow.
If shipping is correct.
Yeah, please don't live stream that. But I don't want to live streaming.
No.
But I'll definitely. I would hear about that.
If there was a way to make OnlyFans turn on people's computers, and the only way they could turn it off is by donating.
That's smart.
I would probably, then I would consider it. But
interesting. So like a Clockwork Orange approach to marketing.
Exactly.
Remember that where they held his eyes open? They held his eyes open with those things and then made him watch violent movies. And
Malcolm McDowell or Roddy McDowell? Which one was it? Ooh. Malcolm, probably.
I think it was Malcolm, wasn't it? I think it was Malcolm.
But yeah. Roddy.
It honestly sounds like you've got a weight lifted off your shoulders.
It feels so good, man. I mean, you just don't sleep well till you get home.
Yeah.
And that place was a pit. Mm. And it had giant spiders and...
Really? Did you get any shots of giant spiders?
Yes, I'll send you one. Well, actually, I did.
Well, don't send me
You
the
had
spider.
that lady you were on vacation with.
Oh, that's
It was
right.
a sun spider, she said,
It was one of
or
those
a camel
freaking creepy
spider.
ones. They're like those ones that like the Iraqi, the military guys who were out in Iraq were
Yeah.
like terrorized by these things because they were just like they were fearless and vicious looking. Yeah, you had one in your bathtub.
Okay. Just before we left,
It was
there's
Malcolm,
one on
by
the
the way.
wall.
Miss Lintz says it was Malcolm.
Hi, Malcolm.
No.
Miss Lance, thanks for the Malcolm, the
Lance
the
is still
knowledge.
thoroughly confused, even though he's at home. He's still. Lance,
I
it's
am.
David. It's David on the
Hey,
Discord with
David.
you.
David.
At least I remember.
David, you're going to have to be more specific.
I remembered
Okay,
Lance's
but yeah.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Sorry,
Home again, jiggity jig.
You're back. You feel better. You're in your own bed. It had giant spiders. The old place. It was an
So,
S-hole or whatever it's
sister
called.
was going to whack one on the wall,
Yeah.
and it jumped on her before she could do it. Oh my god!
Oh.
It actually leapt at her.
I would
These
lose
things
it.
are fearless.
Yeah, I'd lose it.
Well, she's a fighter. That's what I'm going to say about my sister. So, did she scream? Maybe.
Oh
but
my
did
god.
she kill it? Oh yes.
I would scream.
It's dead.
I would scream. And then I would shower because I would be scared that it laid babies on me while it was doing it or something.
Yeah. Well,
I bet you she didn't think
and
of
that. That home is so weird that it appears as though the crickets are evolving to be more, I don't know, violent and huge. So there are giant crickets there too that I don't know if it's to better feed the spiders.
Do you get the black spiders, the black cockroaches?
Not cockroaches.
Not cockroaches.
Crickets.
Crickets. Do you get the black crickets?
Yeah.
Because we had those in LA. We had an infestation of those, and I swear to God, I would rather have had cockroaches because they leap all over the place. You can't.
But then they go chirp, chirp, chirp.
I know. It's even more annoying.
They don't give you good advice, I'll tell you that.
No, it's true. It's true. Those crickets. No. Those crickets.
Don't run your life based on listening to crickets. That's what I say.
You fiddle your life away, you will. It's spider season in Seattle, but also stink bug. Oh, we've got like year-round stink bugs. It's the weirdest thing. Like our house, for some reason, there's like a nest somewhere, or whatever they do. I don't know what stink bugs do. And periodically they just show up. Like you walk into a room and when something goes thunk and hit you in the head, you're like, what the hell was that? And it'll be like a little stink bug that's just like dropped from the ceiling or something. It's really bizarre. Not a lot of them, just one every so often. Yeah. Just random.
I got a counter idea. Are you sure the construction worker isn't sealed in one of your walls?
It's possible.
And beginning to ripen, so to speak.
That could be it. I've never smelt a stink
bug. That's probably it.
I've never smelled. You know, that was one of my urban legends, right?
What?
I did a series called Urban Legends where I did the voiceover and I would talk people through these urban legends. One of them was this.
Really?
It was a DJ in, I think it was Winnipeg. And he was like this up and coming DJ and everyone loved him and real straight-laced kid who did all these concerts. And then one concert, he disappeared. He had this big concert in Winnipeg and then he disappeared. No one knew where he went. He just completely disappeared. Whoa. And then years and years later, they abolished smoking in bars, right? So they got rid of the.
Okay.
So and all of a sudden, this bar started smelling horrible, and they were like, "What is that smell?" And and what it was it was the DJ's body, and what he'd done is he'd taken like ecstasy or something, or too much ecstasy or something, and tried to squeeze himself into the space between that they were renovating at the time between two walls. Like he just wanted to get.
Oh my God!
He wanted to get hugged by the building or something, and they sealed him in. He passed out. They sealed him in, and he died in the. And I can't remember whether it was a true answer or not, but I think that was real. I think he actually died.
Wait,
he died in the walls.
Didn't the guy? Yeah, that's disgusting.
Isn't that gross? They didn't notice the smell because of the cigarettes for like 10 years or something. It was really creepy.
I wonder how much it smell after 10 years.
Like,
where's Gurney? Did Gurney send
Gurney,
you,
do you still smell after 10 years? I mean, not you personally.
Yeah.
Dr. Professor Gurney. We should just have a show called Just Ask Dr. Professor Gurney, shouldn't we? Maybe he already has. He probably already has.
Call him Professor Perfect.
Oh, that's right. Dr. Professor Perfect. Or Professor
Yes,
Dr. Perfect.
Doctor Professor Perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
I think you'd be desiccated. Yeah, I guess you would be desiccated. But maybe there was still
yeah. It's pretty dried out.
a faint lingering odor. You know what? Maybe that's not what actually triggered it, but that was the story. That was the urban legend. I thought that was the name of this show. Wah,
Ah,
wah, wah, wah. Well, it really is,
wait, that could
basically.
be a threat.
I could just start
That
all
could
over.
be a threat.
Or it's all preserved. It's smoked. Oh God, smoked DJ. Perhaps you'd like a nice piece of
Oh yeah.
smoked DJ jerky. That's horrible. Poe kind of did write that. It's true. Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe did have something like that.
Kinda. There was less smoking and ecstasy, but yeah.
Yeah, it's true. There was a lot less. Well, there could have been. Who knows? That was pretty crazy.
True.
Those were crazy times. Okay, so go back to Lance World for a second here. Oh, by the way,
Okay.
I just had a great conversation with one of the producers from C about doing some more upgrade stuff, which
Oh, cool.
yeah, which would be really fun because he's got a lot of friends and contacts, and he's fascinated by this stuff as well. And so we're trying to figure out what the best way of trying to get some more. Just for those of you who don't know, Lance, myself, and Q are trying to put together like a little. Well, of course, and Teresa's directing it, but we're trying to put together this some kind of. We don't know whether it's. I mean, I think Teresa's working on a movie. I think it should be opened up to other things as well, maybe a series or maybe even just a podcast. Who knows? Where we just talk about like all the cool technology that makes people's lives better, whether they, whether it's assistive tech or brain computer interfaces, any of that kind of stuff.
We could leave a cliffhanger at the end
Mm.
where like you hold me off the edge of a cliff, literally, and you're like, oh, if only I had a robotic arm with which to grasp him. Or so, and then that's how we go into.
Well, then you should be holding me over a cliff. You should be holding me over a cliff and go, oh, if only I had the robotic strength to save that guy from that actor your parents used to watch on Stargate. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but does that cause suspense? Do people tune in because they
literally
want
a
to see you
cliffhanger.
go off the edge?
It's literally a cliffhanger.
Well, yeah.
Some people are going to return because they want to see me fall. Probably a lot of them. And the other ones are
Did
going
you
to be like...
see I got you... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Well, you got me what?
Well, I got you some huge points with the director.
Did you?
Yeah. Vincenzo
Natali.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's directed.
I said that you talk about him so well.
Oh, he's the best, man. I love that guy.
And then I said, thanks for showing the world my friend's talent. And I also said that you told me personally that the next project you do together should be twice as physical and no stunt people.
My arms still hurt from that one. Yeah, so Vincenzo directed this episode of Cabinet of Curiosities, which I think is airing. That is a nice segue, by the way. You should be. Are you?
Thanks. Next week.
You going into PR? Next week they start airing them, and I am one of them. It's called Graveyard Rats, and it's kind of there's a few other brilliant performances in it at the beginning, but then it's basically just watch me get tortured. Like it is there. You are never gonna feel more sorry for me than you do when you watch this movie.
Wait. We don't spend any character time to make sure you're a butthole that we're watching get tortured.
Oh, you'll enjoy. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Because I'm miserable the whole time, but yeah. Especially hanging by my ankles. It's true. That is a favorite. 24th. Look, James even knows when it's airing.
Damn.
It's true. Ask Dr. Professor Perfect. It's true.
They teach so much in college these days.
Professor Perfect's pretty good, isn't it? But we got to get Doctor in there as well because I don't want to. I feel like I knew James. James? I knew you before you were even a doctor, didn't I? Weren't you just like some little university guy when I first met you?
I think James is like 87, so I doubt it.
Well, he's probably genetically engineering himself just to,
Oh, he did that, yeah.
Just to look like a James Bond from the 1970s. You know what I mean?
Ooh, true. The
yeah,
Sean Connery one.
James was doing that kind of like giving back for education. When I first met him, he was making these amazing videos where he would talk you through these what I thought were incredibly. For me, they were mind blowing because it was all about bacteria and phages, and he just had this wonderful sense of great way of explaining. Well, you know what? This is the Lance. This is it. He's a good teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just he was teaching people about this stuff, and I think it was about he was supposed to be giving back, and he was saying like he could go to a high school class and talk to 10 kids or 20 kids, and that's his giving back, or he could do a video and 20,000 people could see it, right? And they probably did. So there you go. Apparently,
what was James's newest Kirk the Zots?
Are there new
I don't know
videos?
how to say it, Kirk.
What do you mean by your new
did
videos,
one...
James? Are you doing your own videos, or are these the
No,
Kurtzkasop ones are brilliant?
Yeah, that one.
In spite of Dr.
Something
Professor
for that.
Perfect.
I think it says Dr. Professor Perfect.
I think that's
wrote this.
Yeah.
Or contributed or something.
The question I have is, do they know? No, he meant the Kurtzkasop video. Yeah, okay, all right. Those are James. I mean, they are absolutely brilliant. I would be so freaking. I'd be telling people that all the time. I would walk around with a T-shirt that just said,
"Hell yeah."
Bro, I write for Kurtzkasop. I would put that on a T-shirt. That'd be it. I also never say it right, by the way.
Me either.
James has always mocked me for the way I say that. It's never quite worked.
I'd rather say Worcestershire.
Oh my God! I'd rather say nuclear. I find nuclear.
That one.
That's a tough one. There was one.
When they were making fun of George Bush, I was like, "Ooh, crap! I don't know what he's saying wrong." Go ahead.
Is Vipa back? Is that Vipa back from dinner?
Oh yeah, I ate it very fast.
Hey, Malventano's in here too. How are you, Malventano?
Somebody said nuclear, so yes, of course.
I said it wrong.
Obviously.
I may have said it wrong, but at least I said it.
That's what set up the sense.
Did you?
I said it right.
How did you say it? Say it again, Vipa.
Nuclear.
Is that right?
That's how George W. Bush said it.
I was going to say that's how you're not supposed to say it. I thought. Isn't it like nuclear, like N-E-W?
I don't know. Don't you Canadians say color or something up there? I don't know what you do.
No, we just say color.
We just say color. We have a silent U.
Oh, somebody says color.
It's a subtlety thing. No, what
somebody
do we say?
says.
We say house.
Says it.
House. It's a house. About. That's the other one. Oh, hey, Noodle the Raccoon got in touch and said that they're not free. Hopefully next time. Lord Chunky says, it's been a while. I'd love to join, but I have to work today. Everybody's got lives. Everyone's grown up and got lives. You know.
I just want to know. I just want to know what GPU is in Gimpy's computer right now.
You're right.
It still has to be.
It's the 3090, isn't
it? Yeah, it's just the 3090 for a GPU.
Don't say
I'm not
just.
even up and running.
You know what? Take that back right now. You can't say just the 3090.
Does it work? Or is it like charbroiled?
It's a beautifully smoked 3090.
Okay, the one that they sent back, they said, it's not going to work for more than 3 or so months, if that. So,
Wisik, they said the GPU wouldn't?
What are they, a doctor and a cancer patient?
I was going to say, like, I'm sorry, your GPU only has 3 months to live.
Yeah, what they said was
Dr. Professor
fires
Perfect.
And smoke get pulled through. Can I have my straw too? And gum up the works, and they might work for a little bit, but we still haven't even gotten to check because it was buried.
You mean the system is buried? You can't get to the system.
Yeah. And the problem is, like, we completely ran out of insurance money.
Right.
Everybody gouged us. Everybody.
I feel like everyone takes a pound of flesh on their way through the insurance process. Like, I feel like there's so many ways that money just streams out of that system, but not to the right people.
The rental place, the people all around us, $900 a month. My rental place, $1,600.
To be fair, you know what, Lance, though? I would charge a lot more if you were living next door to me.
Well, yeah, because I'm a star, so you gouge me. But
that moist gimpy god guy. I don't, we got to talk about that too, by the way. I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
We do. I find that interesting.
Oh, Elizabeth with a Z says, Fluffy the cat told me he wanted to come after school, but he's not home yet. Okay, well, if Fluffy wants to join us, just tell him to pop onto the old Discord, and we are in, what channel are we in? The Tech Bandits live voice channel. Yeah.
Wait, who's Fluffy the cat?
I don't know. I've never met Fluffy yet, but Fluffy has wanted to join for a while. That the term, the username is Fluffy the cat. It's Elizabeth with a Z, who we spoke to about education and tech and all this kind of stuff. It is a relation of hers, or I'm not sure exactly what the relation is, but
Oh, I see.
a potential new tech bandit in the works. A tech bandit's in training. Not that I don't know what happens when you become trained.
So we're getting new cute ones to replace the ones who are going through their ooglies is what we're doing.
The tech bandits are getting a little long in the tooth. We're bringing in some new blood. We need some new blood. You know, Lord Chucky's got a job, for God's sake. So does my son, for that matter. They actually have jobs and they do volunteer stuff and things. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
What was your first job?
So you hold on. So you still have a 3090 that's on supposed life support, but actually works. Is that what you're talking about?
Malvitano, you want to stay on topic? Wait, have you never
Well,
seen
I'm,
this
trying,
before?
I'm barely holding on by a thread here.
Clinging.
Right.
To it.
The whole story was okay. You're supposed to test it. If it doesn't work, they take it back and do what? I don't know. But you're supposed to say, if you're like, oh no, I know what it was. If it doesn't work, the insurance is supposed to then replace it. Right? Because they paid these guys to clean it.
Right.
But there is no insurance money to replace it.
Huh.
It's gone.
But does it work?
So
we don't know. It's buried.
I don't know. We gotta get it. You weren't here. We came back to the house.
You only came in at nuclear.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
It's like Beetlejuice.
It's like Beetlejuice. Yeah. Instead of saying Beetlejuice 3 times, you just have to say. Well, actually, it probably is about 3 times. You probably have to say nuclear 3 times, and then Malvitano.
I think we did exactly.
Yeah.
And then we moved into the house quickly because sister wanted me here so she could set things up and not worry about me in a different house and have Trenton to help and all that. So they took everything out of storage, jammed it into, guess where? My room.
I see.
I call it my smart guy room because,
because your room, I could see your room as being the one it's just fine if it's not able to wheel around in, right? You just pile all the stuff in there.
And what's he going to do?
You get it.
Get mad and throw things around? I don't think so.
Exactly.
Am
I going to damage things?
They're basically
you're
being dangled over that cliff right now with their home arrangement skills. Chris Perillo's here, by the way. Hello,
I'm
Chris.
Guessing. Hello, everybody.
Chris Perillo, who was instrumental, I should add, in raising some money for some of these repairs and things that Lance is.
But see, that's what's so great, and I don't know how to treat all this stuff, David. That's why I got to talk to people because I don't know what to do. We raise the money, spend it on like a bed and things to help me, and it's just not. It's the fact that the house costs twice as much to fix as it costs.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, like the cost of supplies. The cost of supplies has gone up. The cost of
building
has gone up. Everything post-pandemic everything is more expensive. Yeah.
I mean, literally, we insured the house for like 20% more, and we doubled the amount for interior because of the lift and things, right? Yeah. By the time we even know what's going on, insurance had hired these guys to come take everything out of the house. They out of the $200,000 we had for interior, they spent $144,000 on those guys just to take things out and clean them. So now you only have $56,000 for replacing literally everything.
And you got to be wondering, is there some kind of a kickback or something? Like, what is that? Why?
I know. I'm almost certain because they have these affiliate places that they go through, like even Phoenix, which is a cool name for a place that cleans up after fires. But
I was calling you the Phoenix. I was saying this is your Phoenix-like return,
right? But they still work with them, and they actually charge them twice. So they actually charged beyond the $200,000, and then we're like, no, they didn't do this, and this. So that's how we scratched back. But you had to the 50-some.
Sorry, you had to go back into the invoice and say, "Hey, wait a second. They didn't do any of this stuff. They were trying to.
They lied and lied.
with films where they say like, "Oh, well, we spent all this money on marketing," and you go, "No, you didn't," and they say, "Yes, we did," and they didn't really. At one point, I remember with Jane, I remember we were with Dog's Breakfast. We got our statement, and it said that they'd spent $100 and something thousand on theatrical press, and then Jane pointed out that they never did a theatrical release, nor did they own the rights to do a theatrical release. So could we please have the money back? And they said, well, we'll look to refunding some of that. And Jane said, not some of it, not some of it, all of it. Why? I'm not asking you for your kindness for the money. I'm asking you for what you owe us. And it's just the way.
Are you allowed to say, did she get it back?
She did get it. Yeah. Yeah. But then the damn woman's so honest. She gave it to all the crew. I was like, we could have split that and gone somewhere nice. But no.
That is disgusting.
I know. Disgusting one. She's got COVID now.
You guys could have gambled that away. Or
I'm telling you.
Bought some hooch.
Totally. All right. So basically the same system is working in the insurance system where they try to inflate the cost so they have to pay you less.
They didn't even, I mean, assuming they're splitting somehow with these companies, right? Mm-hmm. Because, the main house is a 1958 house. So the walls were like plaster and I can't remember what they call it. Lathe. No.
Oh, yeah. Lathe
whatever.
What's it called? Lathe and...
plaster. It's got wood
or something?
Wood strips.
Yeah.
And then it's got like a chicken wire kind of looking thing.
Yeah.
And then they plastered it.
And it usually not a good sign.
So if you hit your head on...
Isn't the electrical
right, it was like
knob and tube?
Go ahead.
Is it knob and tube?
Yeah.
Yeah, dangerous.
I don't know. What's knob and tube?
Knob and tube is a style of electrical system that they used to put in the houses in Toronto, and you can't get your house insured if it's got any knob and tube in it.
Well, see, and that's another thing that's killing us. Once they open the walls in an old house, then there are zoning regulations. Like, and I get it. They go, okay, now you open the wall. You're going to have to replace that 1958 or 70s or whatever so the entire electrical system replaced. The entire plumbing system replaced.
Right.
The plumbing system actually kind of melted.
Yeah.
And some of the walls, I mean, the smoke somehow expanded. So the walls bowed out. That's why they had to pull down basically everything.
Is that the water? Water damage that does that?
It could have been water. The water definitely killed the plumbing. But it just sucks, man. But yeah,
so
like
insurance
said,
insurance cover the basics of replacing that stuff, or they don't, or they just go like, sorry.
Well, see, we've just scratched out everything we can. The cool thing about the zone I was just telling you about is that your insurance company is supposed to be liable for that, right?
Right.
But are they just going to give it to us? No.
What about your guy? I thought you'd sweet talk the head of the insurance company.
Yeah, guess who quit?
No. No.
Yeah.
So the nice guy quit. That's always a good sign.
That's when the nice guy quits, because evidently, in Florida, home insurance is insane right now.
Right.
Like, because of the hurricane and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Well, worldwide, insurance is a bad thing to be in right now. Because,
all these homes burning down.
Or being blown away or swept away or, So
I just need to keep my head down and keep trying.
But
don't know exactly what to do. But
there was a fundraiser that Moist Critical did, which was
correct, and that was awesome
and crazy impressive to the kids. By the way, the kids were all like, "Oh my god, there's a video about Gippy G on Moist Critical!" Like they were freaking out about it.
He made that video. Me love that.
They also didn't. By the way, they didn't listen to me when I told them that.
All right, Gimpy.
Yes.
If you get a moment and you can successfully conduct the archaeological dig and locate your 3090 and PC or whatever, right?
Okay.
If it doesn't work, send it to me.
I will. That'd be awesome.
I will make an attempt. I will make an attempt to repair it. If I cannot repair it, I will send you something that works.
No, that's okay, buddy. If you take a shot at repairing it, that would be
But
well
I'm
good
just
for
saying,
me.
part
So
of
I
the deal is
appreciate it.
if it didn't work for you and I can't get it working for me, and there's no other way to make it work, I will find you something.
Could you
And you will
walk us
have
That
through
is
the
a deal.
process?
you will have a
Well, I really
working
appreciate
GPU.
that.
Yeah, actually, well, why not? We can just stream it or something.
I'd
We
love
can
to
do
see
a Tech
what
That'd be
Bandits, and
cool.
I'll rip Gimpy's GPU apart. This
That
is
sounds
only assuming it doesn't work.
like what? So
Right.
what would you do? Like I don't even know where you'd start. Like would you just replace the fans and stuff and see?
I mean, yeah, that's probably I'd start with the multiple stuff first, which is
Mm.
probably just the fans, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, but you know, yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. We're gonna get Gimpy G a working graphics card somehow.
Fantastic.
The
But
fella said,
it's gotta be a kick-ass. It's gotta be a kick-ass one though, doesn't it? Doesn't it have like? Shouldn't we
"No,
be?
I'm fine."
Oh really? Okay.
I mean, it'll still be a kick-ass one. I don't have like a spare 3090 lying
What?
around, but
Yes,
you know,
I'm
Yeah.
sure you do somewhere, Malventano.
I only have one, and it's in my desktop. Sorry,
What do you run on
I thought
on your mining stuff? What do you run
I'm not mining anymore.
at all?
nobody minds. What are you, crazy?
Oh,
No, Ether
You didn't proof of stake?
Ether did the hard fork, and it's all proof of stake now. It's not worth. It's not profitable.
So how? Oh boy, that's a whole.
That's
other
the short
discussion.
answer.
That's a whole other
But
discussion. Okay.
but that does mean that I have some other stuff lying around that in case I can't get Gimpy's card to work, then we can, right? I can get him close probably.
Are there
See what I mean?
There's no more work for stake crypto things out there anymore?
Yeah, Chia.
Oh, but Chia's the one that uses the
Hard drives.
Hard drive space. You still doing that?
Yes. That's why there's 3 petabytes in my basement.
All right, so you're still doing that. Okay, all right, very good.
Holy smoke!
I sent Malventano a tweet today because I was thinking of him because I saw this.
You did?
The video of this guy putting it. They said, "Look, installing 1 petatype."
It was a tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted
Oh,
you. Yeah.
I didn't see it. Okay.
Well, I just included you in the tweet, so I don't know whether it was.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry,
Oh.
you don't have some kind of alarm system that goes off whenever
I have.
Yeah.
I have those. Yeah, I have those exact enclosures in the garage.
Yeah, I wondered about that. They're like literally trays and trays and trays of hard drive.
Except I have 8 of those enclosures in the garage.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. See, you could be like a TikTok sensation.
Oh, great.
Hey,
Well, this guy's
Jack
Tech
Casra.
Burrito is awfully close to Tech Bandits. That's pretty.
Pretty close. Yeah. We could be Tech Burgers. Jack Jasra.
Hi, Jack.
Hello. Jack's going to bed too. Is this something I'm missing? Has everyone gone to sleep all of a sudden? It's just like, yes. Oh, I know why, because it's later today, isn't it? I started later.
Yeah.
Of
That's
course. That's what it is. All right, Jack. Well, look, lovely seeing you. Or not seeing you, but seeing you in the chat anyways. Cruzzy Grimm's coming by to say hi too. Mark Lapointe. I have multiple Dell MD1200s. Does that make sense to you, Malventana?
MD1200s.
Dell MD1200s for my NAS, network accessible storage.
There were multiple versions of that thing seen in that tweet that had different model numbers. I don't know if that's one of them. It might be, or it might be just a smaller version of it.
Do you need that anymore though? Like, I mean, is that what people use other than like? I mean, is it still all just movable storage? Still all magnetic storage, like that?
Yeah. If you just need a lot of storage, the easiest way to go is basically
a lot of hard drives.
Surplus old data center gear, right? Like that stuff in that video that you tweeted at me is just like you can get those enclosures. Each one holds 60 drives. You can get them for like a few $100s each.
Right.
So I mean, these are things that when they were new cost tens of thousands of dollars.
I know the Texas Advanced Center for Computing, they had all these old systems, and they're just sitting there as they're like ornaments now. But the reality was they were
they basically they get demoted until it's basically only worth their weight in scrap metal, basically.
That's like me.
Right.
Soon I'm not even gonna be worth scrap.
Yeah, but it's just if you know where to look, and now you have to have some minimum level of knowledge to know how to make that stuff work, right?
Right.
It's not plug and play.
You just end up just deleting everything by accident.
Well, I mean, you have the easier version. You have the Drobo, which is fine.
I gotta say, I love the Drobo. I absolutely love it. It drives me crazy how loud it is, how slow it is. But the reality is, I have done. Did I tell you about dropping it? Did I tell you that?
You dropped the Drobo?
Well, we were renovating, and the guys came in and said, "Oh, we need to get in here to do stuff." And I'm like, "They're like, what can we unplug?" And I'm like, nothing. And then I was like, so I was running around, and I went to move my. It has 8 storage bays, each with 8 terabytes in it.
Yeah.
I dropped.
That's a lot of stuff to drop.
I dropped it. They all go red.
No.
Simultaneously, they all go doo 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 doo. They all go red, start flashing.
Oh.
And I'm like,
you dropped it while it was running.
While it was running.
Oh, good Lord, man.
Better.
Yeah. So what do I do? I should do an ad for Drobo is what I should do. So I dropped it.
I'm assuming you cried.
They all go red. I had that, you know, that horrible crawling feeling at the back of your neck where you go like, oh God, I have made a terrible, terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Because but it was just like, it's late. These guys showed up last minute for stuff. And I'm like, I should have, like, I kept saying, like, I kept trying to get, they were fantastic, by the way. But we were constantly trying to get ahead of them. And, you know, it would rain. So they go, okay, we're coming inside. So they would be like, you know, that kind of, anyways. So I drop it. They all go red. I go, okay, what is the best thing to do here? What am I going to do?
Turn it off.
So I turn it off. I let it shut itself down. I pulled out every single hard drive, pulled out every single one and resat each one of them.
Okay.
Turned it back on again.
That's good. That's good.
They all flashed red. And
it had to figure out what was happening.
5 days of data, whatever it's called.
Wait a minute. You might need to check and make sure that one of your drives isn't failed currently, because that might have had to restitch, and like you might have an actual failed drive now.
I'm gonna look. Nope, I got green lights on everything.
They're all green?
All green.
I am shocked that it recovered from that.
Isn't that
way.
amazing? I think what happened
I am
was,
shocked.
now I think about it, I think one of the drives popped out. It actually was out of its, and that one took a while to figure out for it to figure out what to do with. But it did not ask for a replacement drive. Like I have another 8 gig ready to go, 8 terabyte ready to go.
Yep.
Didn't need it. But for 5 days, it churned away.
That's what surprises me, because the Drobo is intelligent enough to where it would normally only rebuild what it needed to rebuild. So in other words, like 5 days.
It's like it was looking at every single drive.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, it probably went, I don't know what the heck David just did to me.
Yeah.
And it just decided to check everything, would be my guess. Right.
It's probably smart knowing David. Yeah.
Now, so David's talking about running ads for them. It's too bad that they're out of business.
No, seriously?
Yeah. Drobo is no longer.
Oh, for F's sake. Well, can I get
so don't drop that thing again.
Can I get a deal on the old ones? No, I can't,
I don't know.
because the software's not going to stay up to date then.
I mean, you can still download the software. It's just not. I don't think they're going to update it any further.
Oh, mother! No one's going to buy them or anything. That's not.
I mean, not enough people were buying them, I guess, would be the reason for going out of business.
They were expensive. And,
that's cool, Mark.
And nerds tend to want to buy. You know, they tend to say, buy my own stuff and build it myself. It'll be cheaper. The reality behind this was like, to me, it was like this old, not very sexy, but reliable system. And there's nothing, I've never had that kind of success with any system in the past.
Yeah.
And
their claim to flame is that just how bulletproof they are. I mean, nothing is fully bulletproof, but those guys did it pretty good.
The Drobo, I've had numerous drives go bad, like numerous, like anywhere from 2 terabytes to I think 8's the worst one I've had, and it's recovered every time. I've replaced the drive, but it's recovered. Yeah.
Just a quick question.
Within limits, right? As long as you don't let too many fail compared to what you're trying to store, then.
And also, I set it up for like. Just given the horrible history I've had with NASA's in the past.
Dual redundancy?
Full dual redundancy. Like, so in other words, every drive is basically backed up on another drive. It's not, though. It's spread out across all of them, but it's amazing. What were you going to ask, Lance?
Well, I was going to ask, did you hold your hands up to the sky and say, curse you sausage fingers, you fail me once again?
Basically, I did. I was literally like that kind of like where you find yourself doing like a cartoon like Sorry, I'm standing just so no one can see, so people can't see. I'm standing with my mouth agape and my hands in the Home Alone look. And for 5 days, I didn't want to tell Jane. So I was like you know, she's like, well, why don't they just unplug it and they can move it? I was like, no, I think it should just.
It's fine.
Well, listen, there's a good chance that it was probably actually online during that time, wasn't it?
What do you mean? It was
It might have been. The data might have been actually available. Now, if this happens again later, I pray that it does not. So please don't drop it again.
Let me go pick it up again now. See if I can.
If the data is online, even if it's sitting there chugging in the background, trying to recover itself, if there is extremely vital stuff on there, feel free to copy off the super vital stuff, but don't do too much of it if you can help it, because now you're interfering with it trying to self-heal.
Well, that was it. So I went. There was a few things that we needed, and I went in and got them while it was backing up, it was still accessible. Like I didn't have any issues accessing anything. Although I didn't, as you said, I didn't try to do more than I thought I should. So yes,
then you did it. You did it perfect. I'm proud of you, David. You handled the entire thing correctly.
I thought you did. Well,
you reseated all the drives. You turned it off. You did all the things.
And if it hadn't worked,
you've done me proud, boy.
It'd be the first freaking call I'd make. You know it, right? Alan!
Dude, well, yeah, you got my number.
Yeah,
if that happens again, just call me.
I'm not good at. I'm terrible at calling. I don't like.
Yes, but listen.
He is.
You were on the precipice of a freaking catastrophe.
Oh my God, that was literally backups of other people's movies as well. Like there's other people's movies on there. Like, yeah.
You know the guy in the future. Please use the telephone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
hey, how did it go?
You know the guy.
How did your Plex update go? So, just for those of you who don't know, Alan has this amazing Plex setup with all of the movies he's paid for. And
yes, of course, A Dog's Breakfast.
He's got a whole system that's just amazing. Have you done the update on that? You were going to update that or upgrade that.
I'm in the middle of. The basement is currently in the middle of rearranging all of the drawers. So
when is it not? Every time I talk to you, you're doing the same thing as me.
Yes, I know. Everything. I know. Even my wife is staring at me longingly as I'm saying these words to you right now.
One day he'll finish.
I really need to.
Yes, one day. No, I'm actually actively working on it. Just yesterday, I was building racks and stuff.
Right.
My plan is to have 3 full server racks down there.
Jesus, you gotta just start your own Netflix.
So the video you sent me was a guy plugging in a bunch of drives into half of one rack.
Yeah.
I'm going to have 3 full racks.
Okay, so you got to do a video of that. You got to be like nice, and then like show them the real thing.
Well, specifically the Plex, I am so interested. I asked a electronics guy to help me out.
Offered, Gimpy.
Yeah.
You haven't said anything back.
Oh, what? He needs access to the. How many
I didn't know you were like the movie guy.
I was going to put Gimpy on the Plex.
Oh man.
Oh my God!
You know what you need though? You need some more anime. You need some more anime on there.
That's true. Well, I haven't buckled down and worked on anime.
You are letting us down on the anime. Look, I can't believe we're having this discussion because like this is like supposed to be. Here's my issue.
Listen. Somebody listen. So that David can watch the AI upscaled versions of A Dog's Breakfast that I am working on.
Yeah.
That is the reason for the
upscaling it right now.
Yes.
Have you heard about this?
Wait, is that the one where he puts the duck in front of his junk?
Yeah. You're going to see more of that duck.
Upscaled AI.
You're going to see more of that duck than you've ever wanted to.
Yes.
My God,
I want to see the duck in all of its glorious 4K detail.
We may want to talk to some digital effects companies as well then. If you do an up-resed version of that, I could talk to MGM about doing do another release of a updated version.
See, wasn't it film? What was it shot on?
It was shot on one of the old Sony first HD cameras, and you used to have to do back focus all the time because the sensor would overheat and everything would go out of focus. That's why half of our movie was out of focus.
But don't you have the source material?
We have the tapes.
Or do you just have the cut?
I think we have the tapes somewhere. But it would cost if you could find those tapes, the decks for those tapes, they'd probably cost I don't even know how much it would cost to even try to get them transferred.
So here's the thing. The audio is good. on the release version,
Mm.
right? The issue is the video looks like it was shot on a potato.
The video is appalling. It's not even full frame. Like, it's not even like, it's like they down-resed it.
Yes, exactly. They did something weird with the conversion. That's why I'm saying if we have the tapes somewhere,
I'll look for the tapes.
If you can get the tapes, right?
And
I'm sure one of us, either you or I, can just go on eBay and buy one of the decks to play them back, to import them. Right?
I wonder.
We just want to digitize them, right?
Yeah, I wonder
so then,
if that's... So then
if we could just get all of the source tapes digitized, then we could just go and make an equivalent edit to the original source based on the tapes that you have.
Well, no, we would have a mastered copy of the whole thing. So there will be an HD version of it that will be on 2 tapes. So we wouldn't have to do a re-edit, I don't think.
Okay. So if there was an edited anything that just was not the issue is the DVD when they did the DVD conversion, I don't know what they passed it through to do the compression, but it was just horrible.
Dude, this is the thing. When we made it, they didn't know what to do with HD.
Right.
They literally didn't know what to do. When the DVDs came out, there were issues like some DVD players didn't play it properly. Like, I remember playing, we had they'd sent us a screener for a viewing, and when we went to show it, it was all out of focus. And it was like, they're like, well, it's not the machine. They were like testing the focus. No, there's something, like, it's literally something in the transcoding that screwed it up.
So that's what's been throwing so many wrenches in even me trying to do the AI upscale, because there's so much information just lost in the original conversion, right? That it's trying to sharpen things that are just very blurry, like more than it's expecting, right? So I could most likely correct with AI, upscaling type things if it was just slight defocus issues. It's just that when the codec is just destroying information, it just has nothing to work with. Right. Like there's plenty of shots where you're looking at the camera and one of your eyes looks the other direction.
Right.
Because it just doesn't know what to do with it. Your eye is like 3 pixels high.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know, where is he looking? Like, I don't know. This guy's cross-eyed. This is what I got for you, buddy. And
maybe, it's possible I'm just cross-eyed. Maybe now I say it, I feel like maybe my eyes are
maybe, I don't know. If I watch it the regular way, it looks like you're not cross-eyed. But after the AI upscale, it's a very high-resolution version of a cross-eyed. It's not even cross-eyed the right way. It's like you're looking further apart with your eyes. It's really creepy.
Is it
nice.
is that like a
full
subtle,
gecko?
A very full gecko? That's we could just call it the gecko release.
I mean, basically, yeah.
But do you think it's like an uncanny valley thing where there's like, or is it just truly something completely wrong, or is it just like just enough weird that it looks like our eyes aren't working properly?
No, it's just that there's like, especially if in some of the, like, there's the scene somewhere in the middle where like you're talking to the other two and they're sitting on the couch and you're standing up. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And like you're your head is only like maybe 1/10 of the width of the frame, and it's already got the really low resolution, like whatever the conversion they did has already killed so much of the detail, right? That it just doesn't know how to like figure out which way your eye was pointing. There's just not enough there.
I'm wondering if they're on top of
the
cabinet.
You're saying David's head was only 1/10 of the frame. Were they filming from like 5 miles away?
Here we go. We should just mute Lance for any of these conversations.
They were using the 9mm lens on the camera.
Okay.
It was extreme. It was a fisheye.
I loved wide. I used a lot of wide in that film.
I mean, yes, it was wide. I mean, it was framed. It was framed great. It's just that because of the shot and because of the conversion that was done, it was just a step too far to try to get that back. Right. If you watch A Dog's Breakfast, it actually looks kind of sort of similar to the original like Deep Space Nine DVD releases, which there have been people that have done AI upscaling successfully on a lot of those, right? And they look really good, but the difference is that it doesn't have the weird artifacting from that DVD conversion that A Dog's Breakfast got.
My wandering eyes.
Which causes wandering eyes. Like a lot of it looks really good. It's just that some of the scenes break it for you because it's like, and those are the ones that really, make it a bad viewing experience, because if all of a sudden you're like, you're like, because I sent David a couple of screenshots of like, hey, here's like what the first scene, like looking at the house, and the house looks freaking great.
Yeah, because
right?
the house, that was pretty low res anyways, wasn't it? I mean, I remember that was always, we used the same shot over and over.
It's the same shot used like 5 times.
I love it.
But
they were like, you really want to use the same shot? I was like, yeah, I want to use exactly, I want it to look like we had $5 to make this movie, because you know what? We had 4.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah. So some shots came out amazing, but as soon as you run across the one where it just breaks it for you, like, I mean, David Hewlett cross-eyed the wrong way, like that just gives you chills. So it's like, oh, and that just breaks it for you. So it's like basically unwatchable because of stuff like that.
And is there, I suppose if you had a little bit of money, you could actually go in and digitally like tweak those
I mean, I could, but the path of least resistance is just getting any slight bit better quality source. That's all it would take. I remember being
shocked when I saw the DVD, because I was like, I feel like it looked clearer when I was looking at the rough edits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were definitely focus issues for sure. Definitely.
How about this? How about this, David? You find the tapes.
I would find the tapes.
I will find the way to convert it.
All right. Okay, I'll find the tapes. I mean, it's possible. It's possible that the tapes. It's possible the tapes alone could be all we need.
Gimpy's got something.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay, if he sends those to you,
I could hear
the laughter in his voice. You have to have your wife film, and then when you get him, go, "What's in the box?"
And then hold on, and then we're gonna transcode. We're gonna do the final transcode from the tapes using Gimpy's GPU.
Oh, nice for that extra smoky flavor.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
The last dying breath of Gimpy's flame-broiled GPU will be transcoding the final transcode of A Dog's Breakfast.
Well, it's important because you want to get those tasty grill marks on your GPU before you.
It's like smoke charred.
The mesquite charm of.
Yes. Right.
Well, so, Lance, when do you think you could get that? You could dig that thing out.
Well, if I could move myself, it would be almost instantaneous.
Right.
But since I rely on others.
But what about getting a robot?
God only knows.
Can you get a robot? We got to build a robot, for God's sake.
I so need a robot. And not that one where the guy has to like live in a suit like Elon's making. I want a real like robot.
No, you want like a Roomba with arms that's going to zip around, clean the shit up, and also move things around. Am I allowed to swear?
And grab it for me.
Yeah, and grab it's the grabbing stuff. Like it's not that hard. They have pretty basic robotic arms now that, you know who's doing some neat stuff I saw? I think it's called Elephant Robotics. I have to look it up. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was Elephant Robotics.
I saw a commercial because I've been watching Westerns for fun, old stuff. And so those are for old people. And they have stroke braces that are robotic. Huh. So they'll help you pick things up. And I was going to send you that because it's pretty neat.
Okay, so this is...
And they're,
Can I bring this in?
For general purchase. Sorry.
I'll just put the link in the thing. No, don't be sorry. I'm going to copy it. Okay, I'm going to put a link in the chat here. This is this Elephant Robotics. They don't seem crazy expensive. But can I bring up this screen? Is there a way for me to do that? Let me see.
I suspect that Gimpy is going to find his GPU without the use of his limbs before David finds the tapes for
That's a good point. That is a very good point. Well, I could almost guarantee that. Have you seen my house is a freaking mess right now.
I keep giving people stink eye, even when they're just like eating. I'm like, couldn't you eat that faster?
You have to eat. You couldn't be looking for my GPU right now.
Gimpy, come on. Do you not have like come on, do we need to go over there and like help you,
That's what I think.
We could.
They have to fly down to my house.
That's possible. I mean, it's possible. Why is this not working?
It's possible.
Let me see.
Now that would be a video. Me and David showing up at Gimpy's house.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
That would be a good video.
Display capture? No. I want like a window that's why it's not working. Okay, let's look at this.
Then we all go hit the bar together. Booyah.
Yeah, I'll be drinking my fizzy waters.
I start stuff with the locals. It's going to be great.
All right, let me see.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Do you know who this man is? This is David Hewlett. Stand aside, peasants.
I'm here to find his GPU. Okay, they have Mars Cat, which I'm going to try not to hold against them. But I'm pulling up the page here now. But there's this.
Oh no,
There's a
David. You know what he needs?
what?
Oh man, I wish I was streaming video. But you can do the move for me. Remember from the PC Per podcast, the cooking robot?
No. Well, he needs. Remember
he needs the cooking robot
kitchen. The robot kitchen with the little arms that hang from the
little dangly arms from the ceiling.
Arms. Yeah.
Oh man,
I can't even do the dangly arms because my arms are hurt. So okay,
that's true.
So there's get this. There is a 6 degree of whatever freedom omnidirectional radar car. So it's got a car that can move in any direction because its wheels rotate weirdly. It's also got an arm on it. I swear to God, like and Lance, you could just like yell commands at it.
Oh, man,
how much is it? I'm looking.
Voice command has never gone south ever, right, David?
Yeah,
never.
It just runs around like hitting your family in the crotch because that's about how high it is.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so what does it cost? Let's see what it costs. I'm scrolling. Okay, the AGV, whatever that means, autonomous ground vehicle.
Oh, that's no arm.
$849.
Listen, that's the equivalent functionality to one Gimpy G, right there.
But
exactly.
It doesn't have the arm though. All right, so we need to add the arm. So that's $849 plus what? Let's have a look here. Robotic arm. Here we go. But you want the kick-ass one. You want like the.
It's always the arms that get you.
You need the pro. You need the pro. Let's see this. All right, I did hear that, but I'm just
got a camera. Okay.
Flow over me. Here we go.
I had no idea that Alan was a movie buff aficionado.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay, the Cobot arm is $799.
Raspberry Pi.
So basically, it's 8 plus 9. It's it's about $1,700 US. That's not ridiculous.
It said it was rated for picking up 2 kilograms from the sounds of it.
Is that what it said?
4.5 pounds.
That's not bad.
And that means that it cannot lift his 3090
computer at all.
Can't lift the
computer. It's in one of those full-size case.
Maybe we need 2 arms.
Just 4. Just put 4 on there.
Let's put a lot of arms.
We might need 10.
It only has to lift like one little part of it, right?
Make it up in volume.
I mean, you know what, though? But even just for like driving around and shoving the arm into piles of junk to see what's in it, I mean, that would be, I don't know.
I would shove it. Well, try that voice command.
Don't finish that sentence.
Shove your hand in that. Next thing you know, it's running. That gets it. Then you know it's running around hitting your family in the crotch. That's definitely, that went horribly south very fast. I should have known. I should have known with Gimpy G on the call that it was all going to go horribly wrong. But that's the look of it. I just think it could be kind of neat. Scratch that. SendPay is what is it? PayPal thing? Oh, okay, right. I shouldn't be laughing. Says Bet. We should. Of course, you should be laughing. It's.
Sure, you should. It's awesome.
All right, what do we got? I'm scrolling down. OMG. Why not build legs on the PC case? Ooh.
Hey.
I just got to find it first. Well, wait a second. But here's the thing is, I don't think Lance really needs a PC that's going to follow him around. He doesn't do a lot of walking around. Like, you don't want a PC that's more mobile than Lance's. Oh, my PC. My PC went out. It got bored. It went for a walk.
Yeah.
You could take to the bar to help pick up chicks.
Nice.
Thank you, Gopher Fluffernut. Thus making yourself sound well into your 60s. All right.
Yeah.
Chicks. Do we say chicks anymore? Is that like a...
I don't know.
I haven't heard that said for a long time.
We do here, but there are chickens everywhere, so
They're actually... Yeah, I've only heard them in reference to actually, sorry, Gopher Fluffernut. I'm just picking on you. But you also do...
Hey, I said wench during our D&D thing.
Yeah,
everybody lost it.
Wench is like a job.
Oh, okay, good.
Isn't that like a medieval job?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's a medieval position.
Yeah.
Nixie Geek says, yeah, chicks is not PC. Ah, hey, it's kind of like a pun, too. See, you could take it to the bar to help pick up.
Oh,
yeah, but it's
PC,
not PC.
I
Get
see.
It? That's very good. Got a clever bunch.
Get it.
Clever bunch around here.
Takes a while.
I don't like it. It takes us a while to figure it out. It's true. Okay. All right. So
that's nice.
Wolf Pup's having a really good dinner, I guess.
No, he came back like in 3 seconds.
Oh,
We
did he?
just talked over him until he left.
Oh, really? Vibe Pup, sorry.
No, not really.
Quiet. Yeah, I was just being very quiet.
Why does
He's
your
a good
mic
dude.
sound so your mic sounds very I don't know, hot today? It sounds like it sounds very it's like the volume's way up. It's like it's maxing out or something.
Oh, it's because I did set the volume to max.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
So, Vibe Pup, talk me through. You've got what number of Mark Rober kit have you got to?
3. I've only done 1.
You've done one of them, but you now have in your house 3 of them.
Yeah, I've got up to 3. I have very much been procrastinating.
No, God, look, that's not. I'm not bugging you about it. I just wanted to know what I'm curious to know what the situation was. That's all. Okay, so, hey, you've got to send me your unboxing video sometime. Your raccoon unboxing.
I actually think that the first video got lost. I will have to.
What? You need
That's okay,
it
dude.
needs a Drobo like mine. That's what it needs.
It was recorded on my mom's phone,
Right.
and there's a lot of stuff that goes on phones.
Moms never throw stuff out of their kids, though, do they?
Maybe.
Anyways, who knows? Possibly. Maybe. I guess maybe if Bipup was my kid, I would be deleting videos all the time too. I don't know.
True.
So, and how is the streaming going? You doing any streaming lately?
He streams all the time.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna give myself a quick shout out.
Are you gonna stream today?
I don't think I can, but one second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's gonna go ask.
I've got good news though, David. Guess what?
What?
Vibe Pup
Yeah.
is doing swimmingly in mathematics this semester.
Oh, well, that's good.
He's got a new teacher who is more strict, but better at explaining to different people in different ways. So he hasn't gotten less than a B on anything.
Really?
Fantastic.
That's pretty good. How do you know this?
Everybody say something nice to him.
Have you
We were talking
You got a spy cam on?
while we were waiting for you to shut up.
Well, I didn't know
back.
you were on this. I didn't know you were on this chatting away. Okay, so
That's
apparently
okay.
you're doing.
We were having
So
fun.
Vibe Pup, apparently you're doing really well with math.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun with that.
Oh, good.
I just want to quickly say I can stream if
Okay, so
we
when
wrap up soon.
So when I wrap up, I will send everyone to you.
Yeah,
When was the last time you streamed?
yesterday.
Oh yeah, look at that. And you're streaming for. Oh yeah,
I'm
look at
telling you, he's got the Sigma. Yeah.
You're streaming
Sigma
for like.
mindset.
Oh man, Wisik, you're doing Wolf. Wisik, so Wisik, you're streaming both Overwatch and some Minecraft stuff. Are you like a variety stream?
I'm just doing whatever I want to play.
That's awesome. That's great.
He did, what was it? Rocket League.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
that was the first one.
I was doing
Right.
Rocket League for a while, and I was having a lot of fun with that. I started off with Modern Warfare 2.
Sickness. I get motion sickness. I can't do it.
Actually, wait, I'm gonna quickly
Oh,
just
did I tell
check.
you?
Oh,
I got motion sickness glasses. I used them.
Do they work?
And they worked. They
They worked?
absolutely worked.
No.
I was in the car. I was in the car for 3 freaking hours, which normally by the end of it, I'm feeling like just a little kind of headachy and kind of slightly a little bit ill. And I even looked at my phone and did some tweets, and it didn't bug me. So, thumbs
My
up from me.
goodness.
Now,
What is the brand name of
I haven't
that?
tried gaming yet. They look ridiculous. They were
Why
Citron.
not?
Citron. It's the French car company made them.
Citron?
Yeah, Citron.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
Mais no,
Alan.
Alain, c'est Citron.
Citron
Citron.
is the originator of
Citron.
the dual herringbone gear train
Ooh,
design.
very good.
Oh my goodness, you know stuff.
He knows car stuff.
Yes,
He's big on the car
because
stuff. It's true.
no, because they're used in the propulsion train on the submarine too.
Oh, really?
No way.
All right.
Except the gear is like 8 feet in diameter.
Okay, here we go.
And I wasn't being sarcastic. You know a lot of crap.
It's like a big
Like
gear.
I'm constantly amazed at like the stuff, the breadth of what you know.
Ah,
He's got quite a while.
And you know me, I don't say nice things.
I have a weird. I have a weird.
Oh.
Somehow I've done like 3 different careers in my life already. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, they say
That's great.
They say in the future that people aren't going to have like careers. They're going to have projects. Like you're going to have different. Like you're going to go and do one job for a while, then you do another job for a while. Like that, it's going to be rare that someone has one thing that they do their entire lives. So in a way, you're just ahead of the curve.
I don't think of that.
You don't think so?
I don't think that in the future you're going to have to go and do different things for each job you're doing. I think it's just going to be kind of the same, just different jobs.
So, well, that's why I say projects. Like, I mean, like, it's
what Vipub is saying is the kind of thing that I'm kind of doing for the past while now, which is honing my specialty.
Right.
Right.
And
you get really good at something, and then you do things related to it, and it might go to different companies.
Right.
Right.
Yes, I agree. Is that what you meant, Vipub?
Yeah, I just wasn't good at like.
So you don't think people are going to have different jobs so much as they're going to have the same kind of job or the same expertise, but it's going to be applied to different companies along the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Hey, speaking
Tinker
of which,
third class or something like that.
Speaking of which, Alan's has got a new gig of late. How's
Thanks,
that going?
Gaminator.
I am the SSD technologist at Solidigm SSD maker.
How cool is that?
Wait a minute. I saw this movie.
No. Although I do want to make a shirt. I do want to make a shirt. I'm going to talk these guys into making an SSD called like the T1000. Like I need to
got to do that.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, I kind of need to do it. Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
What was the name?
Gaminator 2021 has just subscribed.
Instead of Cyberdyne, Gimpy, it's a Solidigm.
Yeah.
Solidigm.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what
with
I thought.
Yeah,
I know. We're speaking the same language.
But
yeah,
we know it's not hiding anything.
Nice.
It's not hiding any Terminator stuff. So and how are you finding that? That's a whole new job. Is it a whole new bunch of people and stuff, or there was some friends there already? Were there not?
There's a bunch of overlap because the team that was making SSDs for Intel, basically that division was that intellectual property was purchased by SK Hynix, as a Korean company,
right?
And the Intel, what was formerly the department at Intel became a U.S. owned subsidiary company of SK Hynix. So it's a U.S. based company,
right?
But it's owned by the Korean company.
Got it. Okay, so there's like the parent company is Korean, but the company that you're working for is American.
Yes, basically the Intel people spun off a separate company just to make SSDs.
Okay, all right.
Basically.
I wasn't talking to you, David. Sorry.
What's that?
Bite Me, I'm Cleon came on, then I just realized I just shouted, Bite Me. And
I thought it was just an involuntary thing on your part.
I mean, that's to be expected from. Yeah.
I just added it to your list of quirks.
Sure.
Elizabeth with a Z says, so much of being good at work is just being able to work with people and learn new things as you need them. Yeah, it's good. Very, very well put. Very, very well.
So I'm over there just doing SSD stuff.
And by just doing SSD stuff, you're designing SSDs? Yep. You are...
What's that company that's like... we don't make everything, but we make the things that are in everything. Was it BASF or something? Right. It's like... I'm not doing any one particular thing. I'm sort of lending all of my, as Gimpy said, breadth of knowledge across the whole spectrum. So like... Today I was on a call with engineering guys, and like tomorrow I might be on a call with marketing guys. Like anything from the beginning to the end of the process where, where I have some knowledge to lend or to contribute, right?
And do you still have ties to Intel at all? Is there still any connection there?
I mean, not direct work-wise. I mean, I still know people, but not official. Like I had to leave Intel to go to Solidigm.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, I guess there could be a little conflict there of
right
SSD info. Well, that's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, although Intel is about to no longer be competing in that space at all, right? Because they're not going to be doing Optane pretty soon. So once they stop doing Optane, that's the end of storage for Intel.
Really, it's just
too
many competitive.
Too.
I mean, Optane is great. It's just not enough people buy it. That's the problem. It's too expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's real expensive.
And how is it? I mean, Intel. I mean, what are I've sort of lost track of the CPU battles of late because of all the GPU stuff.
that story hasn't changed. It's still Intel versus AMD.
Right.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah, and they're still not.
Intel came back a bit this generation.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
They're
doing pretty good now.
Yeah.
Aren't they still a bit faster in general? Aren't they? Isn't that the general?
Yeah, that's the
They have
gist
a
of it.
higher clock speed,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But the AMD, just money wise, just from a budget standpoint, AMD seems to be.
The newer Intel parts was a pretty big jump. The 12th generation and the 13th generation is a pretty big jump in performance. It's kind of sort of like the 4090 thing, like is a decent jump. If you had something that was like 3 or 4 years old and you went to this, it's really noticeable, right?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, AMD is also competing pretty well too. So they're coming out with faster stuff too. So which it's good. We want both of those guys to be on their toes because all that means is that you guys, like you, David and Gimpy and such, can buy cheaper stuff that goes faster, right?
Yeah, but it's all just sitting in warehouses waiting to get shipped. Is the problem?
Wait a minute.
That's like
Does that mean Alan gets direct contact with the alien tech that he's like mimicking?
That's it.
Is that what you're using?
He's basically using that little piece of alien tech from the future.
How do you think I have such a breadth of knowledge?
Yeah,
Gimpy?
you think that comes
That's
naturally?
what I thought.
Yeah,
I mean
this is future knowledge, my friend. Future knowledge.
Right.
I didn't want to,
Yeah.
that out there, but
listen, I've already been talking to the actual Rodney McKay, 50 years from now.
That's
like
it. Don't piss off. Don't piss off the Terminator guy. That's not. Don't mess with him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Vipup, because I keep.
We got
Question for you.
Hi.
The streaming that you're doing is happening on what computer?
Main computer.
And
I don't.
Do you have any idea what you're running in there? Like how powerful it is, or?
It's good enough to stream. I don't know anything other than that.
All right, we'll have to look. We'll have to get you to check out your system settings at some point and have a look at what you're actually running there. But how are you enjoying streaming?
He is very good at it, by the way.
At streaming?
Well, I mean, he's playing these complex games like that Rocket League, to make good shots and all that. It requires a certain amount of concentration.
Right.
He's calling out people in chat, answering questions, all at the same time.
How does he do that? I can't even talk to people and look at chat at the same time.
I just kind of went cross-eyed.
There you go. That's the cross-eyed thing. So maybe it just comes naturally.
Yeah.
But are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
And is it something you go like, this is what I want to do? Like you go like, this is if I could just do this for a living all my life, I would do this.
If I could do it for a living, I would do it.
Really?
It's actually been my dream since I've been like 9 to be a streamer.
So you are like you're in your element right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. So what's the plan? How do you I don't even know how does one grow a streaming channel? Like how would you go about doing that? This is you should ask Moist Critical this. Lance, I
want to invite him in to talk to us.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And I've maintained friendship and everything. That's why yeah. So, and that sounds like something that could happen. So that'd be great.
I can lend him my anti-nausea glasses. If
well, see, that's how I'm gonna broach the subject. Yeah, David knows a lot about throwing up.
I am the master
and kind of work my way from there.
Of the Technicolor.
I tried it. I keep telling him David Hewlett. Nope.
No.
Name some stuff he's in. I name everything.
He's not seen any of it. No. That's because the kids these days they don't watch no television. They don't watch. Who's got time for that? All right. That would be amazing. I would just love to know how, for all of our sake, for that matter, but mainly for Vipup, would be like, how do you build a business out of streaming like that? Like, do you have T-shirts and stuff, Lance? Vipup?
No, I just also want to quickly say this. I think that if that happens, I would have some bragging rights.
What if you had if you got to chat with a Moist Critical?
Yes.
Huh. Actually, that would probably help your streaming channel. It's true. Yeah. So when I was talking to Moist Critical the other day, that could work.
We were just chit chatting.
First time chat says do a flip. What am I, a freaking monkey dance?
I just
Notorious
want to
IO.
quickly say,
Yeah.
why were you like speaking the accents? That sounds like I'm
No
in
idea. No idea.
a TV show Mafia.
No, you can't ask me these questions. I'm an actor. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. That's part of the fun of being an actor. It's entirely. You don't have to talk I have to have a kind of a text or an accent in what I'm doing right now. And all I've been doing is watching Matthew McConaughey inspiration videos. He's got all those videos on YouTube where he's like,
all right.
He's like, all right, I'll tell you one thing about life is not fair. No, it's not fair. And you know that life is not fair. And when you know life is not fair, then you know that. And it's the only way I could do an accent. I don't even know if it's the right accent.
This is fantastic.
But isn't it? Have you ever heard? I tell you, his videos are, I don't know who puts them together, but I'm like, I would read that man's book because it just it's so inspiring. You know what you might want to look at, Vibe Pop, is some of these business podcasts that I've been listening to. There's which sound incredibly dull, but all right, forget it.
What?
You suck.
I just want to say that.
Why don't they bury you in that room full of stuff? No, you're right. You're not gonna go. You'll be bored out of your mind. But I'm wondering if maybe I could paraphrase some of them.
I just want to say that we hear a doorbell in the background. And
that is Baz having his homework delivered to him, I think.
Homework delivered? Oh, because he's sick.
He's got COVID.
Was somebody doing the homework for him?
Well, it's possible. We'll see.
Is he bullying people while he's sick?
She does a lot better than he does at school, is all I'm going to say. No, he's been pretty good. We've actually been working on one of the projects that he has to do is this is a solar oven. He has to create a solar oven. So he keeps coming down and trying to talk me into, because of course he knows that once he gets me going, that I'll probably end up doing half of it for him. So I'm forcing myself not to do it. I just go like, well, if you want to design something in Tinkercad, I can go and I can help you set up the hardware to make that happen. But I'm refusing to actually build it for him. So
I just want to.
He's making a mistake. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's a solar oven?
So it takes it's called a. Am I gonna get this right? A parabola. It's another word that I'm not very good at. Parabola, is that right? Am I saying that right?
Parabola.
Yeah. And
the shape of a dish.
Yeah, so it's the shape of a dish, and what it does is all of the light that comes in gets bounced into one point. So if you do that with sunlight, you can imagine how hot that one little point becomes.
True, James Cody.
Right? What did James do? James advice to a 13-year-old streamer. Listen to this business podcast. I've never sounded so old in my That's so true. Oh my God, I've become the father that I always said I wouldn't become. Oh my God. Well, what you got to do is you got to knuckle down and do some business homework. No, I'm gonna take some of the lessons that they've taught me, and I'm gonna put them in something that we'll talk about them here, because there's stuff like how do you create an audience? Like how do you create an audience? Oh my God, I sound so old. I look old too. I'm looking at myself in the camera now, and I'm realizing I really am just that old man. Well, how did Moist Critical build his audience?
I'm actually don't know. I just wanted to say this the entire time because I was thinking of it. I have two things.
Yeah.
Moist Critical is
17.
He's only 17.
No, we got rated by Matt Toro.
Hey,
His rating was a party of 17.
Holy mother of 17. 17 people. Boy, 17 people are about to become incredibly disappointed in their fearless Matorolito for sending them here. But hello, welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders.
You're like, who's this old fart on the screen?
It's like, what have you done? This is the prank. He's telling 13-year-olds to listen to business podcasts. Yeah, this is your parenting stream. But how do people get like how do people build audiences? Like at this day and age, there's so many people online, so many people streaming. How does someone like Vibe Pup get started and get an audience? Like obviously it helps.
I think it's consistency.
First, I become a millionaire.
You really have to be there.
Well, look, that's like how do you get in the film industry as well. It's like how do you make $1 million in the film industry? You spend $10 million. So, but you don't want to you want to. I just always feel like I'm so much happier getting paid for what I love doing that even if I just won the lottery, I don't think I would enjoy it as, I mean, I'm willing to try, but I don't think I would enjoy it as much as when I get paid to do the acting stuff, because I'm doing what I've always wanted to do and I get paid for it. And I know that as long as I do that, I'll probably be okay. As long as, my tastes don't become, as long as my robotic tastes don't become too expensive.
I just want to quickly say this. I am gonna go and start up the stream right now. It's because I can only stream to 8 and it just turned 7.
Oh, okay, good. You go. I will wrap up here and then I will send everyone to you.
Okay, thank you.
Right. What are you gonna play today?
I'm gonna play
What are you starting with?
Overwatch.
I'm gonna start with Overwatch and then I'm gonna head over to Minecraft. I'm gonna head over to Minecraft if I'm not having too much fun with Overwatch.
And what are you doing with Minecraft? What sort of stuff are you doing on Minecraft?
I'm Matoro, thanks.
I'm just having fun with survival.
Oh, survival stuff. Oh, that's the best. That's fun. Just try not to get yourself blown up by creepers. Yeah. Matoro, thank you very much. Welcome everybody who was watching Matoro. This is the stream that people watch to get the good night's rest. This will put you to sleep in seconds.
Nice.
So, okay, you go stream Vibe Pup. I will wrap up here. I've been streaming for a while anyways, haven't I? How long have I been going for? A couple hours. Holy cow. I've been going for 2 hours?
May I do a shout out while you're doing it?
Shout, baby.
Okay. I am starting a contest where all of us watch the Cabinet of Curiosities. The episode specifically you have to watch is Cemetery of Rats. Is that true?
Cemetery of Rats. Is it Cemetery of Rats?
Okay.
Or Cemetery of Rats.
When does it air? Do we know? Is gone.
I know they start airing them on the 24th, but they're not starting with that, are they?
I don't know. It's that sounds like. Are they going to dump them all at once, or I don't know.
I think they're doing them a couple episodes at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
The contest is
I don't want Lance to get to his joke. I'm nervous
you mark
already.
Down. It's not a joke. We're gonna do it.
All right, what do you got?
You mark down the timestamp of where you believe David got injured. And like the injuries he complains about.
All right, there you go. There you go. Yeah. There's some pretty obvious ones. Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, see you, bye.
And then we'll come back on with David. Quiz him, say, now, did you get injured there? Did you get injured there?
I wonder if I could watch it with people. Can we do that? See you, Vibe Pup.
That would be awesome.
Can you do, because if everyone has Netflix, we could all just watch it together, couldn't we?
I don't know. I would love that.
That'd be kind of fun.
I'm BJ.
Oh, hey. I'm so sorry. You sounded like Vibe Pup. I was like, yeah. Is that Fluffy the cat?
Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Bud.
Welcome to the Tech Bandit stream. I hear you were at school?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of late?
No.
Oh. So what time is it there?
He might be on the West Coast.
Oh, he could be West Coast. That's true.
2:59.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've got the advantage of a couple of hours on us. All right. Fantastic. So welcome to Tech Bandits. We've had a bunch of discussions today so far. We've talked about PCs. Are you a PC gamer? Do you play video games?
Yes, I do play video games.
What kind of video games are you playing?
I like to play Minecraft and Fortnite.
Ah, two of the classics.
Fortnite, nice.
It's funny, I still think Minecraft is my favorite. I think. Although, why don't I get motion sickness with that?
It's more still. You don't have to
not though, because the camera still flies around. I think I just got used to doing it. Okay, so Fortnite, Minecraft, and what are you playing them on? What is the platform you're playing those games on?
PS4.
Oh, PS4. Ah, console gamer. Very good. Okay. Because we always have these discussions as to whether people are playing on the consoles or whether they're playing on the PC. Okay, so you got playing on the PS4, and are you allowed? How long are you allowed to play for in a day? What do you get to? How often do you get to play?
Maybe guess. An hour.
An hour. Oh, that's good.
Whoa.
Okay, so only allowed an hour. All right. And
Good.
and during that hour, are you playing by yourself or are you playing with other people?
I'm playing with some of my friends.
Ah, isn't it the best?
Yes.
I love it. I mean, I hear Baz. My son is Baz. And every so often I go down and say, "Hey, Baz, shut it. You're too loud, yelling and laughing and having fun and stuff." But that's his social scene. Like that's literally how he talks to most of his friends. There are friends I don't think I've ever met, but they're friends of his online. Do you have friends like that?
Yes.
It's kind of neat. I find it kind of neat myself. I guess because it's not when I was playing video games, it was all single player. You just play by yourself, and it just makes such a difference being able to play with a lot of other people. Do you have like a server that you play on, a specific server, or are you just or are you playing off each other's? Can you do that?
I don't think
can you do that on
video
PS4?
games do that.
Wait, so PS4 can't do that?
Well, it does, but you get shunted to a server, not necessarily. You don't pick one.
Oh, you don't?
You can pick one.
You can?
You can? Cool.
Yeah, Lance.
Whoa.
This, by the way, this is
even
by
on
the way, just
Fortnite?
in case if anyone wants to see. This is the mutt that has now decided all of a sudden that when she hears a car with a bad muffler, she's going to attack it.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're out for a walk, lovely walk today. We're getting to the end of the walk. I'm thinking, oh, you know what? She's nice and calm. She's had a long walk. What happens? A truck comes by, trying to look for a parking spot. And what does she do? She pulls me into the road, trying to attack it. Explain that to me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
With those shoulders? Oh,
I know,
God.
with my feeble shoulders. It's ridiculous. All right. So, I can change that again now. All right. So, Fluffy, what do we call you? Fluffy, is that all right? Or what's your handle?
Fluffy.
Fluffy's good. All right, Fluffy it is. All right. So, Fluffy, what else? So you're playing console gaming. What else are you doing? What kind of stuff are you into? What do you like doing?
I have to play with Tech Deck.
Like playing with?
Tech Deck.
Ooh, like what kind of tech stuff?
Just fingerboards.
I don't know.
Tech decks.
Oh, what's tech
decks? They're like little skateboards for your fingers.
Oh, seriously? You know how to do that? I've never figured that out. Do you build your own?
You can, and you can build your own skate park.
I think Vipup was doing that. Didn't Vipup have a bunch of those little? I thought Vipup.
I think so.
I feel like they were. So you can build your own skate parks, but how do you make them? Do you 3D print it and stuff, or what do you do?
You buy it at the store.
Oh, you should make your own stuff. You could do that with like 3D.
Or at least the ramps. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But so you buy specially made skate parks for the fingerboards.
Yes.
And do you get to design any of that yourself or anything? Is there any kind of do you get to do any kind of like customizing?
No.
I would have thought that would be like to me that would be like because I know when I had a skateboard back in the old days, I would put a lot of stickers on it to try to make it look like my own. Like I would put lots of like geek stickers. I put like Apple stickers on my.
And you can put anything on your things.
Yeah. So you can customize your boards if you want to.
Yes, you can.
I'd be curious if anyone.
Cool story.
Yeah, go, Lance.
Back in my day, I had an electric wheelchair and could drive. I could actually move my arm enough to drive. I couldn't lift my arm off of it, but the thing to do was everybody grab onto my handlebars, and I would like drag 2 or 3 skaters through the park and things. It was pretty cool.
Because those suckers have got torque.
Yeah.
Those wheelchairs have torque.
No, it was fun.
So wait a sec. So Lance, you used to be able to move your hand more.
My right hand, it was I could put it on the stick, and then I would like be able to relax my bicep a little bit, and that would make me go forward. And then I could just barely pull left and right. I couldn't go in reverse, so I had a switch that I could hold the switch, and it would turn all the controls around.
Right.
So that then when I did that, I could do that in reverse.
How would you hold the switch? What were you using for the switch?
Left hand under my thumb, right hand on the controls.
so both hands had a tiny amount of movement.
Yes. I still have a tiny amount with my thumbs.
Right. Yeah, because you were talking about using them for something. What was that? There was something you were using. Was it some
Left
gaming
and
stuff?
right click on the head mouse to
On the
play
head mouse,
World
that's
of
it.
Warcraft.
That's it. By the way, I talked.
True.
I didn't talk, but I've emailed with Lance. No, you're Lance. With Lawrence about AI stuff. It sounds like it's problematic. It sounds like it's
I
difficult.
can see it, yeah.
It's like difficult to do something like that, but it seems to me like it shouldn't be.
Once
If that
they
makes
become
sense.
aware, it's so hard to get them to do anything. They become stubborn. The computer.
The computer, that is.
Yeah.
Well, it's, maybe it's the AI people as well. Who knows? So Fluffy, just so you know, I don't know if you know the lay of the land here. We've got Gimpy God here, whose name is also Lance.
You could say, Lance or Gimpy G
or Gimpy
Triple
G,
G,
sure.
whatever.
Yeah. We've also got Alan Malventano, who is not only does he work with basically SSD drives, so like digital, like hard drives that don't have to move. He also used to run nuclear submarines for the Navy, so he knows a few things. We've also got Professor Dr. James R. Gurney, who is working with bacteria and phages. So he's into the whole bioscience stuff, biotech kind of stuff, scientist basically. And you should also say Lance. Lance doesn't move. Lance has very limited amount of movement. So it's always interesting to get his perspective on stuff as well, because obviously he has a different perspective on these things than you and I do, because I'm assuming that you can also move, Fluffy.
It's like you just did the roll call of some weird Avengers movie.
Isn't it weird? It does.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's like go team.
But somebody push Gimpy.
Yeah, but someone's
No,
everyone's got to hang on to Lance's wheelchair, and then they'll drag him.
I see.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
drag him around.
But God forbid you know how to defeat him is you just have to make him go in reverse, and that's where it all falls apart.
Get
for
behind
him at that point.
him, it's all over.
All right. Okay, so what else? So you like the fingerboards thing, and what do you do with the fingerboards? You just literally you're just working out how to do tricks with with fingers on these little mini skateboards.
Yes.
And like, I guess I can't get my head around what you do with that. Like, do you get better at doing, like, can you do like flips where you flick the boards over and stuff?
Yep.
Like, you can actually do those kind of tricks with your fingers?
Yeah, you can do tricks with your fingers.
How do you learn how to do that?
If you had really thick fingers like David, could you still do that?
My fat fingers?
Or do you need nimble fingers?
It doesn't matter what type of fingers, you just get a wider board.
Oh!
Okay, cool.
So fat finger David over here, I could just get a wider board. See? Okay, so
but
Fluffy.
you also have to have dexterity.
Ah.
Oh.
So I got to work on that too then. Okay.
So close.
What?
Yes. Like picking up a Drobo and not dropping it. Yes.
I don't want to alarm anybody, but we just had a thing called a sushi raid. What is a sushi raid?
Sushi raid.
I will say
7
welcome,
people.
Welcome, sushi raiding raiders. It just makes me hungry.
Now I want sushi.
And they got really cool emotes too.
I know they've got these kind of like hearts with eyes and things. It's kind of neat.
Everybody, we're going to be shutting down soon. So all the new people, make sure you watch David Hewlett. He's completely famous. Trust me. I know you've never seen him.
In my own mind, I'm very. Hey, we've got a raid. We got a raid Vibe Pup too. Hey, Fluffy. Sorry, I cut you off. But what was my question was, how do you learn how to do the board tricks?
You just look up YouTube and then you just start practicing when you see YouTube videos.
So if I look up like fingerboards on YouTube, I'll see what what kind of tricks you're working on.
Yes.
Now, do you do videos yourself? Do you do videos of your own tricks?
No.
Are you like Vibe Pup, and do you is one of your goals to be an online streamer?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, you came to the right place then. Because you know what? We're about to raid Vibe Pup. And Vibe Pup is someone who's been with us for, how long has Vibe Pup been doing this for? Like since the beginning, really. Like it's been like a number of years now. Anyways, he wasn't allowed to stream because he was too young. And now he's just got old enough to stream, and he started doing his own streams now. And apparently he's really good at it. But one of the things I was asking is, how do you get famous as a streamer? Maybe Fluffy's got some insights into this. Fluffy, how the hell do you get famous as a streamer?
I don't know.
Well, how do you find out about the people that you like? Okay, so how did you find your? Are there people that you watch for the fingerboard stuff?
Not anymore. Just do tricks.
Oh, so you do your own tricks now?
Yes.
So wait a sec, you've got so good that you could have your own channel.
Yes.
So do you film them?
Do you want to have your own channel?
I don't know.
It's hard though.
We gotta get this going.
I'd be very curious to see. Well, if you feel like it, do some trick videos, and we can show them on here if you want to. Like, then we can have a look. I mean, you know, but what
at least in Discord.
That's true. You could put it in the Discord. That's true. Yeah. Because we're just talking about like, how do you know? Here's the problem. Nobody wants to watch Lance, and Lance wants to be a streamer as well.
Why?
So you know, we were talking about like, what's the best way for Lance to create an audience. Now, he tried burning his house down to see if he could get attention that way. And that kind of worked a bit, right?
Yeah, I just got a tweet from Vincenzo Natali. He's talking to me.
What did he say?
Yeah, he's like, well, he said the secret to working with you is it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome thing. And that's what he really said.
Hey, leave my friends alone on Twitter, okay? I don't like Lance getting in with my friends on Twitter. This could be very dangerous. Lance has an interesting sense of humor, Fluffy.
Yeah.
All right, so Fluffy, if you get a second and you're up for it, film a couple of the fingerboard things, because I'd be curious to see what it looks like, because this is new stuff to me. I don't know this at all. So if you could somehow, or I don't know, if you don't feel like doing that, maybe leave a couple of links to YouTubers or something in the Discord so I could have a look, because this is something that's new to me. I think that's kind of neat, and I feel like we could 3D print some cool stuff for that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you could do some pretty crazy skate park stuff. Have you done any 3D printing?
Right, so you could grind. Yeah,
No.
It's pretty neat. And it's getting a lot cheaper as things go along. But Elizabeth with a Z probably knows about a fair amount about 3D printing and stuff, I imagine. That's my guess. But anyways, if you feel up to it, then definitely do that. But I think now, before it gets too late for ViPup, we should go and raid ViPup, I think, is the way to go. But Fluffy, thank you so much for coming. I hope you come back again. Yeah, I mean, it's whether you want to come in and just like hang out and listen, or you want to chat, or you want to, do some video stuff. You let us know, and we'll see what we can come up with. And if you got anything else you're interested in, anything, what else, any other stuff that you're like, oh, I want to know more about this. Oh, I know. No. Have you ever heard of a streamer called Moist Critical?
No.
Okay. All right. I think he's probably more. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. I know. I got a question for Fluffy. Fluffy, who's like the number one streamer? Like, if you think of a streamer, is there a name you think of, like someone you watch on YouTube or Twitch or whatever?
No.
There's no one in particular. It's just about the topics, not the person.
I guess.
Oh, that's interesting. That's funny, because my son is really big on, like, he gets to know a person who's streaming, and then he like wants to know, like, he just watches them all the time. But that's interesting, because so I think I'm more like Fluffy on that. I tend to go online and look up things that I want to learn about more than I don't really care about what everyone else's life is about. I'm not usually like what the little details of people's lives. I don't, I mean, Lance tries to call and tell me about them every so often, but other than that, I'm not really interested. I usually go to YouTube because I want to learn something. That's usually the way it works for me. All right, now we're going to learn
Okay.
How to raid. I'm gonna get this right. Let's see this right. Okay, so Fluffy, I'm gonna say goodbye now, but I'm gonna send everybody. I'm gonna do this thing called a raid, and if I get it right, everyone is gonna go to Vibe Pup's channel and watch them playing. David calls them the little people. That's right. That's right. James R. Dr. Professor Gurney. Wolf Pup. Okay. Oh, Wolf Pup has very wisely already put the proper spelling of his name in.
True.
And a copy that.
He knows you.
Is it an exclamation or a sign? I can never remember. Is it that? Raid? Is that it?
I believe they're all exclamation points, right? For a.
No, it's a backslash.
Yeah.
I think it's a backslash, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. All right.
Man, I don't know.
All right, everybody.
Nothing.
So before we go, I'm going to say make sure you go follow Gimpy G's channel over on Twitch, because even though he's not streaming yet, he will be, and you won't want to miss it.
Yes.
Definitely
or join me on Twitter.
Go check out James R. Gurney.
Yeah, Twitter.
Oh, yeah. What's your Twitter handle?
True. Gimpy God.
Gimpy God. Okay, all right. And if you want to say hi to me, too, I'm on there as well. I'm what am I? Am I D?
Dude, like D Hewlett or something.
I think I'm whatever. You'll just go talk.
Extremely interesting.
Go talk to Gimpy G. All right, and then of course you better check out James Gurney, because he's already plugging his own stuff. Look at that. You see that? He got this excellent.
Yep.
Oh, your commands aren't working. What's going on? What happened?
Oh no.
Oh, is it because I got rid of Streamlabs? I want to get Streamlabs back in, by the way. James, I think I might have broken the commands. I think it broke it. Yeah, I think I might have broken the commands on that. Anyways, let's go raid Wolf Pup. See what happens. Everybody, thank you so much. Until we geek again, I will say be safe, be kind, be brilliant. And until next time, a cheerio and huzzah!
Huzzah!
Because that's the dog. All right. See y'all. The raid is beginning. Here we go. 15 viewers, 20 viewers, 27 viewers, 41, 46. Where all these people come from? 60, 63. 63 viewers are going to Wolf Pup right now. Let's raid that sucker.
Yay.
See y'all. This time I'll remember to stop the stream. Last time I sat there picking my nose for like 10 minutes before I actually turned it off. Yeah. All right. Alan, thank you, sir. Malvitano.
Yep.
We'll see you next time we say
I don't know.
Nuclear.
Sure. Gimpy, find your GPU. David, find your footage.
All right. Fine. He's giving us homework. This is what happened. Alan shows up.
And then we'll do a thing. Well,
right.
Yeah, but you make some stuff happen. We'll make some stuff happen.
All right, and I'm gonna go to North Bay and do some filming, and then I'll come back and we'll do some biotech, because I want to make those. I want to make that. I got this glow in the dark bacteria stuff to do, which I'm looking forward to. All right, here goes the rating. Bye, everybody. Woo! And then
we did it,
and I'm gonna turn off. Wait a second. I want to make sure it actually goes first. Make sure you.
It's like the second time you're talking about turning off the stream.
Oh, I never turn off the stream. I'm still streaming now. Because I like to leave it streaming for a bit, just to make sure that it all goes to Wolf Pup or whoever.
Speaking of which, where's like all your old Twitch videos? I thought Twitch saved videos or something.
No, they don't. Especially if you don't pay them. All right, okay, I'm gonna stop. Let me stop my stream.